my daddy. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sleo, Fran, Rexonary, and Carlos, and Baron, Becca, and Yana, and Space Laura. Hey, what's up? It's time to do something. I'll tell you what, it's time to do something. Yana, the thing is no. Steam, why did you close? Return to me. Can any of us really be ready for this? I don't think so. What is updating? No. No. Oh god. Oh god, the lo-fi. Oh god, get out of here. Get out of here. The days are not updating. Kingdom Come Deliverance was updating, and if I let it continue, it would have absorbed all of my internet power and killed me instantly. So, Yana, and what's stopping you? Sound maxed. Correct. Continue. And then I have to make sure that I'm sitting. Yeti! Happy Thursday! Welcome! Okay, I have to be a little smaller. And I have to sit. And turn a little, because I want to. Alright, maybe get a little bigger. Maybe you're too small now. Bear, in like a, is that like a good thing though, or a bad thing? Because like, double therapy's crazy. Alright, are we all here and ready to experience what can only be described as one of the strangest experiences of my life?
I hope you're right, boss. That Phil is awful hard on himself.
That is normal, my friend. Being a vampire takes a lot of self-acceptance. He is only taking his first steps in discovering this.
Yeah, fair enough. It took other people forgiving me for me to forgive myself.
And now you pass on this gift of compassion to Dr. Drain. Now, Samuel, the evening is still young. See what the night has to offer downstairs.
That sounds good, Andy.
Rest in peace, my friend.
And also, can we make out though? Wait, come back. Can we make out though?
I always come out of the doc sessions feeling dumber than ever. I'll check in with Crimson. She's always got some bartender's wisdom to share.
Hell yeah, she does.
Howdy, Crimson. Looks like a nice crowd tonight.
They're always a nice crowd, cowboy. We like to maintain an asshole-free zone.
I'll try not to be an asshole then.
I'm not worried about you, cowboy. You had a session tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, with the doctor fella. We had a hard talk about what being a vampire means. He's having a hard time coming to terms with it, even after 400 years.
I can understand that. I've stopped aging for the last 20 years and don't know how I feel about it yet. How do you think it went with him?
He listened to me. He was a good boy.
I think we're finally getting somewhere, actually. It's funny, a lot of vampires forget they're human, but he keeps forgetting he's a vampire. But just like we can't opt out of being human, we can't opt out of being vampires either.
Must have been a hard talk, cowboy. I sometimes wonder what I am. Staying the same age, drinking Andy's blood to live. Don't get me wrong, I like not being dead, but I still feel like I'm living on borrowed time.
Is this a good time to ask why you don't just join the dark side? It ain't that bad being dead.
Sam's like, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
I'm just not sure what I'd do with forever, you know?
Yeah, that's too much
Eternity's
for
a
me.
long time.
Eternity is too long for
Yeah,
me.
I think a lot of us vampires can't answer that question either. And I don't think there's one answer anyway.
There you go. So I guess I'll keep putting off the question.
But nobody's rushing you, Crimson.
You think I'd let anyone? But thanks for listening, cowboy. Now why don't you go mingle? There's a new fella in the kink room who's very interested to meet you.
A new guy?
Guess I'll go be social then. Thanks, Crimson.
A new guy?
Wait a sec, that ain't...
Greetings, my child.
Hi, Matthew Mercer. Again? But a priest?
Keep your distance, amigo. I know our kind ain't had good history, but I ain't in the mood for an exorcism or nothing.
Ah, my child of the dark. If I were to exorcise you, nothing would be left when I was done. Only the good Lord is free of sin. We are all children of darkness.
Hello?
Holy smokes, what Bible have you been reading?
I know my scripture, my son. However, I am by scripture and dark metal ordained, not by any church of man.
So, you're some kind of freelance priest?
That's powerful.
Yes, I suppose I am. It is the only way I can give succor to those who need it most.
Matthew Mercer can be so many guys. You can't even fathom the amount of guys that he can be, to be quite honest.
So I gotta ask, seeing as we're in a kink room,
Yep.
what kind of sucker are we talking
Yep,
about?
here we go.
I follow in the path of the Lord. I share my body, and I share my blood.
Ain't this a little blasphemous for your kind?
To whom, my child? God is in everything, including you, sweet vampire. Can God blaspheme against himself? I merely wish to give comfort to those who live in darkness. And so, I choose to live in darkness with them. Come, my son. I shall give succor to you.
Well, alright. Maybe if you stop calling it that.
Oh.
Did you miss
I wanted
my
to see what would
necklace?
happen if I actually clicked.
Nope, I was just checking my fangs.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Thou shalt not want, my son. Are you comforted?
Yeah, I guess I am.
I know those of my faith have hunted your kind. Perhaps we fear our own sin, so we seek the sins of others. I seek only the Lord in everything. As do we all, whether we know it or not.
You ain't wrong, I suppose. Hey, a little awkward, but what's your name, fella?
I am Kieran. It means little dark one. The night always did call to me.
Well, Kieran, I'm Sam, and I appreciate the blood, but I'm gonna turn in. A little sleepy now.
Go with God, my child of the night.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you, Matthew Mercer. To the sequel to Matthew to Mercer.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. Are you ready for tonight's session with Signora Deste?
No.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're making some good progress.
That is wonderful. Remember, though, that the road to inner peace is not a straight line.
True enough. I like to say I didn't make my path. Nature did.
Samuel, you have the makings of a poet.
Oh, I meant it
What
more
did
literally.
she?
When I was walking in the woods, I just walked where the land
Welcome.
led
Happy
me.
Thursday. You're here. How are you?
But you see, this is a wonderful metaphor. If there is a valley between two mountains, that is the path nature takes us on. We often choose to climb the mountain instead when the easier path is made for us. Your experience guides your intuition more than you might expect, my friend.
Guess it's that peasant wisdom the Signora mentions.
Don't be sorry. You know nothing to apologize for. I'm glad you're here, though. How are the kitties?
Be careful with the labeling, my friend.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I ain't ashamed of being a peasant. I'm just folks, as we like to say.
I can see why the Signora has become quite fond of you. Are you prepared for your session with her?
Yeah, I think with our progress, there might be some other distortions to focus on. Let me think.
Yay. Okay. Alright. Coming back to this, like waiting a day and then coming back to this, I'm like, you like to blame things. You like to always, do you ever have a dream that you, and she, oh, Rock to Jake! Congratulations! Oh, that's so fun! Did you have a good time? How long were you there? Where did you go? Etc., etc. She's like, men betrayed me. She was using should statements last time. I don't know if she's gonna do it again, but she was very like, I should have been the one to do the thing, and my family betrayed me. She's pretty Nosferatu. I'm just so scared. There's so many of them now. I'm like, it could be like 18 of them. I don't know. I'm so scared.
All right, locked and loaded.
The people of your country have so many colorful phrases having to do with firearms. I do not understand the obsession.
Super Nintendo World! Dude, hell yeah.
I can't explain it neither.
I shall leave you alone with the Senora, Samuel.
Hey, girl.
Howdy, Senora. Good to see you tonight.
I'm leaning. My back is itchy. Okay.
You are looking forward to seeing me?
Yeah.
Well, sure I was. You're an interesting person, Senora. It's a privilege to get to know you.
I suppose you have learned something of manners yourself. I thought a lot about the things we talked about last time, you know.
Oh yeah? What about exactly?
About how foolish I was for wasting my time for so long fighting against reality.
Okay. There's a lot going on here. Control. Blaming. Wait, okay. Let me read the... Feeling helpless. About someone else. Nope.
A woman so
Nope.
learned and
Nope.
Now hold
Okay.
on, Senora. Maybe you were fighting reality, son, but that doesn't mean you were wasting your time. That fighting with reality is just part of what makes you human. It's your experience, your journey that you're learning from.
But if the aim was to control my family, I failed to achieve that aim.
Yeah, but that's real all or nothing aim, Senora. It's easy to fail when the conditions for winning are so narrow, right?
Oh, rock the shake. Thank you. Oh, 9 months. Happy Twitch pregnancy or whatever people say. Thank you so much.
Yes. You are, of course, correct.
You've come back to one of the wildest games that I think we've ever played on stream. I don't even know how to explain this to you. Mary, what do you mean? When people subscribe for 9 months, people are like, you've given birth to a beautiful Twitch baby, a beautiful subscription baby. Congratulations. And I kind of hate it, but I also feel obligated to say it as a streamer on twitch.tv.
Would that I had listened to the simpletons in my life earlier.
Girl, no.
Well, I'm glad you've been doing some thinking. You were putting so much pressure on yourself to be the one keeping your family going. I can tell how much it was weighing on you.
I spent so long trying to fix them, trying to transform them into something that they were not. May I talk to you about my ex-husband, Sam?
Oh boy.
Of course you can. I know he gave you a lot of grief.
He hurt me deeply, in so very many ways. He was the start of all my delusions because I thought I could fix him. I thought Frankie was the way he was because I was not an ideal wife. That perhaps he would have been faithful if I had been as beautiful or fertile as a Medici. I know I have been arguing with reality, as you have said, but the idea of a fruitful marriage, sanctified by God, this was the only reality I had. But that reality did not match with mine. God could not have blessed both our marriage and riddled Frankie's penis with French diseases.
Yeah.
French diseases?
We used to call syphilis the malfrance.
Diseases don't belong to any nationality. You sound like a certain politician from back home.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do not insult me. Have I not suffered enough with my husband's disgusting malady? It was a painful lie to live. I could only conclude from my sorrow that God was testing me. Endlessly.
Oh my God. Again. It's like... No, it's the
The
control,
Senora was
okay.
seeking a justification.
I want to challenge you on something there. That sounds like a kind of hopeless statement. Like you're doomed to keep being tested on God's terms.
Perhaps it was hopeless. As you said, Isabella d'Este and Francesco Gonzaga could not change their natures.
That's true, but here's the thing. Does that mean you were doomed? Or were you just doomed on God's terms? I think this just needs a little reframing. I know you were dealt a rough hand, but it doesn't necessarily mean you were being tested. Sometimes we just gotta make do with the hand we got. What I'm suggesting is that then and now, a radical acceptance approach could have helped you.
What do you mean?
You could have been polyamorous. You could have been polyamorous. And I don't know which of these is correct. I don't think she'll like polyamorous. I don't think she'll enjoy that very much. I think she'll get very mad. Maybe she will, I don't know.
How about being polyamorous? That way you'd still have each other at home, but you could have gotten different needs satisfied by different people.
Please. It was the 1490s. Such things were not acceptable unless you were a pop singer like Bartolomeo Tromboncino.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Bartolomeo Tromboncino.
Do not be impertinent. He was a Frotolo star. Every man and woman dreamed of sleeping with him, including myself.
Huh. I figure Frutalo would have been illegal. All that rubbing in public.
Sam, shut up.
Porca miseria. A Frotolo is like a madrigal. He was a madrigal singer. You are thinking of frottage.
Oh yeah, sorry. Guess them mortals downstairs got to me. You could have had some sort of secret arrangement. That was pretty common back then, right?
Oh, we did have a secret arrangement. The arrangement was that he kept secrets from me and I pretended not to know about them.
Had you ever considered talking about it?
I could not. You do not know what it was like back then. A woman, even one such as I, was always subject to her husband. I did not have a say in his affairs. I had to play the part of the good wife and mother. You must understand, I only earned my significant power by playing the societal game.
But he knew you were aware of his indiscretions, didn't he?
It was hard to deny when he approached me with that rotten thing between his legs.
Girl, I need you to stop talking about this because the mental image that I'm having is like pretty
So why not bring
bad.
the issue out in the open?
He would have become angry, I am sure. Perhaps he would have beaten me and taken away the
No,
privileges I had
I'm missing
worked
so many of these.
hard to earn. Perhaps it is pointless to tread over the past again and again. What has happened has happened. It has been nearly 5 centuries. I should not let the past haunt me so.
It's a hard thing, Senora. But no matter how old we get, the stuff that happened to us when we were alive is the stuff that makes us who we are. To think you should get over it ain't being fair to yourself, and it's a challenge you created. Nobody expects you to get over your past. Heck, anyone who would have thought that's long dead now.
There is truth in what you speak. My father and mother, my husband, the Pope, even the Holy Roman Emperor, they are all very long gone. If I am true, Sam, I am still very angry about all the lies I was told. I may be harboring some resentment.
You don't say.
You will understand when I tell you of Frankie's greatest cruelty.
I'm scared.
I will tell you that the man, for all his fighting spirit, had very weak sperm, for he could not sprout a male seed in my womb.
Oh.
Hold on, are you really blaming your husband's sperm for your having girls?
It could not have been my fault.
Senora, even I know it's just luck of the draw. I think you know that too.
Fine. Perhaps I just wanted to insult Frankie. But I will continue.
But she had a son.
My first child was a girl. I could not have been more embarrassed. Or so I thought, until I had my second child, who was also a girl. I will tell you, Sam, I was a young woman in mourning. I did not emerge from my chambers for weeks. The next time, finally, I had a boy. My beautiful Federico.
She's a
Was
boy
such
mom.
a charming child. He would entertain me so with his clownish behavior.
She's one of those TikTok boy moms.
May I show you a picture, Sam?
Well, sure, let's take a look.
Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? He could have been a movie star or a model today, don't you think? Admit it. He is the most handsome boy who ever walked this cursed earth.
Oh.
Why am I asking you? What do you know of beauty? Anyway, I gave all of myself to him. All my guidance, all my wisdom, and all of my love. Everyone said, you are doting on him. Give him some air. How dare they tell me my business? I am Isabella d'Este. I know what is right.
Oh my god, girl. No?
Or Samuel.
Everyone.
No?
Or
Overgeneralization?
Everyone.
Black and white?
Senora, I'm sure you knew what was best for your son, but ain't it possible that those people might have been able to help you? It's lonely work when you feel like you can't listen to anyone else.
Are you telling me how I should have raised my son?
I got a better sense of self-preservation than that, Senora. But you gotta admit, this Nosferatu thinking of being always right is pretty exhausting, ain't it?
Oh, that is true. And as it turned out, pointless. It did not matter in the end. Frankie, in his supreme foolishness, managed to get himself captured by the French. He ransomed himself out of prison with something more precious than all the gold in Venezia, more valuable than the Pope's seat. He sold my son, my beautiful Federico.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dang. That must have been devastating, Senora. I can't imagine how painful that must have been.
No, you cannot. For you will never be a mother to a son so beautiful, so intelligent, and so pure.
Girl.
But that was not the end of my pain. It was not enough to take my son away. Not content to merely break me, the French, as always, needed to corrupt.
As always.
What do you mean the French always needed to corrupt?
Did they trans your son?
They are a debauched people. I know what they are like.
Senora, you're too smart to judge an entire group of people based on an icky sample.
Can you imagine? She's like, I was so excited to have a son. It's the only thing that mattered to me. And then her son transes the gender. And she's like, this is the worst possible thing that could have happened to me.
You did that last time talking about the Spanish, and I called you out on it then too. Besides, we're vampires. What the hell does it mean to be French or Italian after a century? All the people that made France French back then are dead now.
Yes, of course I am aware. I speak out of anger and hurt.
I figured. But honest heads make for honest hearts, I like to say. What did the French do to your son?
They sent my sweet Federico to a den of filth, a place where chastity went to die, straight to the crossroads of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh.
They sent him to the Vatican.
The Vatican? Seems like that'd be a pretty boring place for a boy to spend time.
This was Rodrigo Borgia's Vatican. It was a city of prostitutes and perverts, and he was their mayor. My poor Federico. He was a boy of a certain age. I could not have prepared him for the temptations he encountered. When he finally returned to me, he was no longer Isabella d'Este's child. He was the child of Francesco Gonzaga, an experienced whoremonger in his own right.
Oh. My God. No.
Isabella's need for
No.
When he finally...
No.
Isabella's need.
When he
No.
finally...
Isabella.
No.
Hold on a sec. No longer your child? You can't think that's true. You raised that boy, and there's no way he could forget you. Maybe he got up to shenanigans out there in the Vatican, but you're only hurting yourself by erasing your influence on him. Now be honest. Did he lose everything you taught him?
Ah!
No.
Yeti!
He still had an
How could
appreciation
you?
of art, for which he had some taste. And he had some political acumen, I suppose.
I'm not saying you should forget what happened to your son. That would be pretty unrealistic. But give yourself some credit for the influence you had, huh?
You are kind, Sam. Thank you. But it is hard to forget the child who returned to me.
Can we have an updated portrait? And it's like the same portrait, but he's got like a mohawk.
I am a man now, mother, he would say. I do not have to listen to you. And indeed,
for this
he
sip.
did not. Which is why he died of syphilis, just
Oh
like his
my God.
depraved father. He did not even have the courtesy to wait until I was dead. Now do you understand why I prefer the illusion of truth and beauty I try to bring to art? My mother told me when my marriage was young, Isabella, you must pretend that all is as it should be. The truth is dark, but you must maintain your own.
I hate to say it, Senora, but I think your mama was spouting a few should statements of her own. Keeping up that illusion must have been draining.
That is why I tried to create my own illusions. If I depicted love and chastity in their ideal form, I could make that illusion come true.
Oh, girl.
Well, Senora, if anyone were strong enough to change the
Timmy.
world's morality, it might be you.
Timmy Derogatory, welcome.
But I think you know the truth is that you don't have that kind of control. No one does.
Then why am I here, Sam? Why are any of us here? Are we here to eat, sleep, fornicate, and die?
I know a few folk who might say that's why we're here. It's one of them existential questions, ain't it? Here's my take, Senora. I think you're here to be you.
I certainly hope you have something more intelligent to contribute than that.
I don't really. Here's the thing, Senora. None of us is going to change the world overnight, or even in a millennium of nights. But our being here, being ourselves, swings the pendulum in a whole bunch of unknowable ways.
That is a dark interpretation of reality. Are we truly so powerless?
No, it's one of these.
What I'm saying, Senora, is not that we're powerless. I'm just saying we ain't gonna change the world on our own. Not everyone's gonna buy what we're selling, but some people are gonna get it. People are still out there talking about the art you brought to the world. Maybe fellas like me don't know who you are, and I bet that nasty pope from your time wasn't your biggest fan. But you can't help but be an influence on people. Just not all people. Ain't that so?
I do not know if that is enough for me, Sam.
Well, here's what I think
Well,
we
it
should
has
do,
to be.
Senora. All them efforts of yours are always facing outward. How about we spend some time on you?
Oh, Timmy, I'm glad. It's really an experience that we're like, I couldn't imagine playing this alone. We have to experience this together.
What do you mean?
I mean, let's work on the things Isabella D'Este likes. Forget about the rest of the world. What are you putting in your art that's for you and not for anyone else? Is it a little embarrassing?
Hush. If you must know, it is centaurs. I like centaurs.
Hell yeah, girl!
Hey, I ain't gonna judge. Sometimes I like horses better than people too.
Yes, well, they are pleasing to look at.
Now, how about this then? Why don't you pick up a brush and paint yourself up a centaur?
I have not attempted to paint for centuries.
This is just for you, Senora. No expectations. How's that sound?
I cannot believe I revealed this thing to you.
I'm glad you did. I'm a lucky fella. I get to know an Isabella D'Este no one else knows.
And no one else will know, or I will make you suffer. Capiche?
All of Twitch.tv knows, girl. It's over.
You got a deal, Senora. I'm here to be supportive, that's all. I hope that when you come back next month, we'll be having a nice conversation about you finding your muse.
Yes, perhaps. Very well, Sam. I do not understand your ways, but I cannot deny you have a certain untamed wisdom.
If she doesn't come back with, like, with a painting of a centaur, it's over. It's over. If she doesn't come back and we're like, where is it? Show it to me, Rachel. It's over. Like,
I shall attempt to paint a centaur. This is not what I expected from therapy, but I shall do as you suggest. I shall see you in 4 weeks then. Arrivederci, Sam.
Oh yeah, see you soon, Senora. Arrivederci.
oh, Sam!
Goodbye.
I love Isabella.
Well, well, Samuel, you never cease to impress. Centaurs.
I don't think you're supposed to know about that, boss.
I am 3,000 years old, my friend. Horse people are somewhere at the very tip of my kinky iceberg. It is already forgotten.
Can you tell me what's at the bottom of the kinky iceberg?
Well, the Senora's pretty embarrassed about it, so I'd appreciate it if you kept it to yourself.
Signora D'Este is wise to put her faith in you, Samuel. I will gently remind you that relationships between therapists and clients are highly discouraged.
Oh, come on, Andy. It ain't like that. Senora D'Este is just... You're messing with me.
Of course I am. Unless...
All right, you know what? I'm going downstairs. I could use a drink.
Well earned, Samuel. Please, rest in peace.
Yeah, Rock to Jake. And like the fact that those two characters that we just saw are voiced by the same guy. So it's just one guy in a booth.
That lady's holding on to a lot of anger. Reminds me of myself as a young vampire. Pretty hot in here tonight. I think I'll get some air. Maybe I can get to know Bert a little better.
Bert!
Hey, Bert. How's the crowd tonight?
What's up, bud? Oh.
Same old, huh? So,
You like sports? What do you like?
what do you think of Leipzig, Bert? Real fascinating architecture here. Hey, not everyone's into architecture, I get it. So what do you do for fun here?
No, Bert!
More of a homebody, I guess. Yeah, I'm a little introverted too. Spent 90 years walking in the woods, you know. Yeah, there's nothing I like better in nature. The trees, the plants, the animals. The cities just seem so dead at night. I can tell I'm interrupting. Well, nice talking to you anyway, Bert. I'm gonna head inside.
Have fun, mate.
Thanks, Bert. I love you.
Hey, Crimson, how's the crowd?
Hey, cowboy. Bit busy tonight, but how'd your session go?
Well,
I think this lady's starting to realize what she can't control, which is a lot. She's still mad as hell about it, but I think we're getting closer to acceptance.
I know how she feels, cowboy. I feel like I wasted years of my life in DC trying to make the world a better place. But it sounds like you are making progress to me. She's got time to make her peace. That's what Andy says about you vampires.
Yeah, that's true. We can take 40 years or 400, but that's up to us.
In the meantime, I'll whip something up for a hot summer night.
What's this now?
Blood margarita. Figured a hot-blooded desperado like you could use something cold.
Oh, mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'll let you get back to work and take this up to my coffin for a quiet night.
Night, Sam.
Now let's see, what'll help me reflect on the night? I think there's something Omar Khayyam once wrote that I can look up. Or I could watch Buster Keaton almost get himself killed a bunch.
sure.
Well, there's one fellow who had a death wish. Too bad he didn't become a vampire.
All right, everyone. No, the moving pictures. I wonder how long this is. Like, I wonder how long it will go. Like, it's still going. If we don't end this game with a picture of a fucking centaur pinned to the fucking cushions of our coffin, it's over.
I think that's enough for one night. Better get me some shut-eye. Got the feeling my work's gonna get harder before it gets easier.
Sitting up.
My dear Samuel, greetings. How are you feeling tonight?
Honestly, I'm feeling a little like a horse who's about to be ridden by a big old fella.
What did you just say to me?
I am not certain I comprehend your meaning. Have you met a special someone, my friend?
What? No, it ain't that. I mean, I'm feeling a little on edge. Edmund's coming in.
Aha, our actor friend. What about him has you nervous, Sam?
He's just a lot to deal with. I find myself a little drained after our session.
Ah, yes. Challenging the reality distortion fields of those with narcissistic tendencies is taxing.
I know, but if I'm here doing this therapist thing, I should help him one way or another.
Ah, remember your own distortions. You are under no obligation to help Edmund. If helping him drains you, remember that you do not have to aid him.
Yeah, you're right. I still want to try, though. I want to see if I can help him.
I shall not stand in your way, then. Have you an idea of what distortions he might be exhibiting tonight?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I wasn't. So, I feel like those are two big ones. I don't know. Because we've made progress. He was talking about how he lived on a boat and no one has suffered the way that he has suffered ever in his whole life. And he's the bestest that there ever has been in the whole world. And like, so I'm thinking, like, he always thinks that his opinions are correct, but he also always thinks that he knows what other people are thinking about him. And then, like, he used a should statement last time, I think, and I wasn't expecting it, but, like, will he tonight? I don't know. Is he like a blaming others kind of person? Labeling is probably good. What is the definition of emotion? I can't look at my book from this screen, which is so stressful. Emotional reasoning, I think, is when you think that your emotions dictate reality. Like when you think the way that you feel is directly changing the world, and that everything is the way it is because of the way that you feel. Which, is he like that? The thing about Edmund is that I really struggle to, like, understand what he's saying. So, yeah, whatever. Lock in.
I think that should cover it.
I wish you peace and patience, Samuel. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Andy. Edmund, amigo,
Hi,
how's it
Eddie.
hanging?
To the left and most proudly, my dear boy.
I don't want to be here.
Indeed, tonight I sit before you victorious. Thy gentle prodding hath guided me back to the womb of creation.
We told him to vlog. I forgot that we told him to vlog, but then he was like, oh my god, did you make an OnlyFans or whatever it's called?
Do I want you to spell that out for me?
The stage, good sir, the stage. For if all the world's a stage, then the stage is where humanity is born.
Oh, yeah, I guess that must be true. So what are you saying? You nabbed some kind of juicy roll?
Not just any role. Nay, I have been given the opportunity to once again subvert the audience's expectations.
I'm scared.
Though it was thy tender words that cleared the mists of doubt from my mind and reminded me that I belong to the stage, not to the audience.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Eddie. Tell me all about it. What's been going on?
Do you remember the advice you gave me when last we met?
I told you to film yourself doing some acting, right? How'd that go?
I did as you suggested. I set up a camera, and for no one but myself, I became the Dane.
Marmaduke?
Hamlet, my dear boy, Hamlet.
Marmaduke.
I watched
Bark,
the
bark.
great Edmund Kean inhabit the bard's greatest role once again, and in him I saw humanity pure, naked, and true. It was akin to pornography, albeit far more revealing. That Edmund Kean, I told myself, he and only he could produce something so beautiful.
Like, there it is. Like, what is personalization again? By definition. Assuming things happen because of us. Well, then what the fuck is emotional reasoning? Oh. We feelings versus, okay. Okay? I don't know, man. Are we just starting off with...
Wait just a minute there, Eddie. You're an incredible actor. Everyone agrees on that. But it's a big world out there, and everyone's got their own experiences. We all got capacity to do incredible things. It's a combination of luck, perseverance, and being in the right place at the right time.
I just realized, wait, I'm sorry to pause the stream. I just realized that I guess... Okay. Can you even imagine? I don't know if I want to do this, but I do think that it's very, 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 very powerful is the thing. What's the verdict? Should I go back to the book, or should I be... The thing is, if he changes poses, it's going to be a problem, but we just have to live with that, I think. Let me put this... Nope, it like cut off. Sit on the couch in the back. All right, now I'm gaming. The thing is that I'm gaming. I'm observing. This is so powerful. This is actually so powerful. It's incredible. All right. I can hear you. Sometimes I can still hear your voice.
You ain't a great actor because you're Edmund Keene. You're a great actor because of the things that made you Edmund Keene.
You toy with the fates and flirt with pedantry, my dear boy. Oh, it is oft said that an infinite number of monkeys with an infinite number of typewriters at infinite time could produce all the works of Shakespeare, but such a thing is infinitely unlikely. If you will permit me to continue, to watch myself act without an audience was simply rapturous. I am not ashamed to admit that I did weep. I wept for the stage, that I deprived it of my greatness on account of my own misplaced dread. I have been a cream-faced loon, a devout coward, and most religious in it. Why should Edmund Keene fear any audience?
Edmund.
Whoa, slow down there, Eddie. I don't know what the heck a cream-faced loon might be, but it don't sound too good. Think about the Edmund that showed up here 2 months ago. If I had hurled a bunch of insults at him, would that have motivated him in any way?
No, but if you treat him like a horse, that would work.
I suppose not. That lily-livered boy was not ready for the weight of truth. You were wise indeed to treat him gently.
That boy's you, Eddie. He's still in there, so be nice to him, all right?
Very well. Honeyed words entrap sweeter prey, do they not? You spoke truly. Edmund Keene bared his chest to all the slings and arrows of an unappreciative audience, and was somehow surprised when they hit their mark. The Edmund Keene that you see before you is armored in love of the craft that no arrow may penetrate, and so casts aside the cloak of cowardice. To think, I feared mortal directors. I feared the audition, and the criticism that would come afterward. I feared the cast list, bereft of Edmund Keene.
I keep looking over and laughing, but I'm just sitting in the background. I'm in the scene. It's killing me. I'm in the scene.
But to you I give thanks. For can a mortal director know my brilliance? Nay, they're all clay-brained guts and mouldy rogues. Their disrespect for the craft makes fools of them.
Oh my god, dude. Nope.
I believe
Is that...
Edmund.
But to you,
Nope.
I believe Edmund.
But
Is
to
that...
you I give...
Hey, what's
You're
that labeling doing for you? If you don't respect directors, why do you think they're gonna respect you?
Because I'm worthy of respect. I create. They merely push the chess pieces on the board.
You know, my old buddy John used to say, respect given is respect earned. Maybe them directors would be bigger fans of yours if you didn't call them names.
Perhaps 'tis so. But they should know my value.
Perhaps.
I know in my damned soul that the stage is worse off without Edmund Keene, and nothing any mortal director can say will disabuse me of this. Ergo, I did ask myself, Edmund, what is an audition? Is it a trial to overcome? Is a director a god dispensing holy judgment? And I replied, Edmund, do not ask such foolish questions, the answers to which thou knowest well. An audition, my dear boy, is not an opportunity, but an invitation to display the craft before another. So I told myself, why not act, dear boy? And so I did.
So you did an audition, all right, that's great. Did you have fun with it?
You speak so simply, my friend. Fun does not adequately describe the feeling one has when the muse takes over. It is transcendence, an affirmation of purpose, to condense humanity within oneself, if only for a moment. It is an orgasmic experience.
I think I think he was born with the name Edmund. I'm not actually sure. Edmund Keene is his name.
That sounds intense, Eddie. Having an orgasm in front of someone else is pretty
God,
brave.
Sam!
Oh, but it is freeing. A true actor hides nothing. The director, she told me she had never witnessed such a thing in all her years, few as they were. I am certain that she thought to herself, is this Dionysus reborn? Why have the fates graced mine eyes with such depth of the human spirit?
So, how do you know she was thinking that, Eddie? Director's usually just thinking about how they can put on a good show, right?
Oh, thou sweet babe, how little thou knowest. The poor lady has only seen a parade of mortals cross her door. How could she be prepared for Edmund Keene?
Well, maybe she couldn't be. I'm just saying you're going to be a lot more content if you're dealing with truths. If you go into this assuming she thinks you're a god reborn, how are you going to work together? You both got your jobs. Hers is putting on the show, and yours is lighting up the stage. Reading her mind ain't letting her speak it.
You must ever play the mirth-destroying ninny, mustn't you? Yes, I could not read her mind, I admit it. Art thou satisfied?
It ain't about my satisfaction, Eddie. I'm just making sure you're going into this thing with a clear head.
If you must, but allow me to continue. This time, my friend, I did not have to wait for a cast list at all. You are looking at a leading man once more.
Hey, congratulations, Eddie. That's great. See, I knew you'd get your mojo back if you remembered what made you love the stage in the first place.
I hope he's like, because I killed everyone.
For this, I am eternally grateful, and indeed, I do have an eternity to be grateful. Ah, I can already hear the calls resounding through the theater. Keene! 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 Give us Keene!
You may want to pick a different name.
Nonsense! They will say Edmund Keene has returned, and be none the wiser as to the accuracy of their statement.
So what's the big role, Eddie?
Ah, we get to the meat of it, unto the very sinew at last. They say that every story is a circle, that
so
we
scared.
return whence we came. So it is with me. 'Twas tragedy that made me, tragedy that formed me, tragedy that raised me to glory, and tragedy that shall do so once more. I shall play the part of Pierrot. Pierrot, the clown who cried.
No!
Pierrot, the mask of the tragedy that is life.
I ain't familiar.
I believe you are, though you know a far inferior version, the one made famous by that ludicrous creature, Grimaldi.
Creature.
Grimaldi who?
Splud, my dear boy. Do you know nothing of late 18th century English theatre?
They must have skipped that subject in frontier school.
Grimaldi was the other influential actor in London. But whereas I drew out the soul and laid it bare on stage, Grimaldi, in comparison, was a clown, a jester, a funny man.
Right.
Now hold on there, Eddie. People have written plenty about what a great actor you are. Giving another actor nasty labels don't look good on you. They probably ain't accurate either.
Oh, but my dear boy, Grimaldi was as the moon amidst the stars of jest, by whose pale light all subsequent mirth is but a reflection. He was the clown. So as you see, I cannot label one already so anointed.
Oh, in that case, label away.
Grimaldi was an artist, like myself. But where my canvas was the soul, his was the latrine.
I got an achievement for defending a clown.
When I strode upon the stage, my audience saw all the acts of life play out.
Talk
in
about
all their
welcome.
woe and joy.
I'm listening in on the session, I'm gaming, I'm taking notes, you know?
Oh, but Joey Grimaldi, the great
Joey.
clown himself, could create bottom noises with his armpit. Yet whose name was on the lips of the adoring public? Not Keene's, no. Not the bard's emissary. Give us the farting clown, they cried. Give us Grimaldi.
I'm always saying that.
So you see, my dear boy, for me to play the tragic clown Piero, this is my opportunity to take what Grimaldi stole from me.
What did he steal?
He stole my audience.
All right. Okay.
Eddie, from what you've told me, I don't think you and this Grimaldi fella had the same audience. I don't think anyone showing up for a farting clown show and getting Edmund Keene is going to be too happy, and it'd have nothing to do with you.
But if Grimaldi had not peddled his base filth, my audience would not have waned when it did. They would have been mine.
And if the sun didn't shine, we could go out during the day. Come on, Eddie, the world ain't waiting on you. Grimaldi had his audience and you had yours. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Perhaps, though I weep bitter tears to think the people so base. And I weep for myself, my dear boy. The riches and fame he received should have been mine, and would have been, had the fates not cursed me with his birth.
Oh my God. Nope, we were
What
doing
else,
this again.
The fates cursed you with Grimaldi's birth? I don't think baby Grimaldi was thinking too much about you, my
Maybe
friend.
he was, baby Grimaldi.
Well, no, he wasn't. He was 11 years my senior.
So maybe he was cursed with your birth then.
You delight in making me play the part of the fool, don't you?
The point I'm trying to make is that making things about Grimaldi versus Keene ain't doing you any favors.
There is some truth in your words. Why should I lower myself to his level? I am no flatulent jester. I am Edmund Keene. And mark my words, my boy. I shall cast Joseph Grimaldi from the Thespian Order. When I play Piero the Clown, Wikipedia shall forget all about that fool.
Okay. You're labeling
Just
again.
a sec there, Eddie. If Grimaldi is just a fool, you ain't taking his influence seriously. Reductive labels ain't gonna do much for you, compadre.
Your words hold a mote of wisdom. Very well. I shall redouble my efforts to ensure my audience knows Grimaldi was a mere fool.
Oh my
You see,
God.
my dear boy, I have already calculated my triumphant return to the stage. Every move, every word, every expression shall be unassailable. You see, Edmund Keene is never wrong about matters of character.
I'm glad to hear your confidence, Eddie, but I just want to give you a word or two of caution. Acting's all about humanity, not just Eddie Keene, right? If you don't give yourself a little room to bend, your audience might not see themselves in you.
Ha! Let them dream their filthy little dreams. If my body is that which draws them in before I spring the theatrical trap, I care not.
Eva, what a time to be alive. Welcome to therapy. Welcome to therapy. Get cozy, settle down, listen to this man talk a lot of shit for a long time.
I didn't mean that. I just meant that you're drawing some hard boundaries acting-wise. Giving yourself some middle ground ain't a bad thing.
I know you play your part, therapist, as I must play mine. I have heard your cautions. They need not be repeated.
I just realized that the emotes are like centered on me and also size. Like they're smaller because I'm further. It's so funny. This is the horse one I told you about, yeah. So this guy, we can calm him like a horse. Ah! We haven't in a while because he's been like doing okay and he stopped trying to kill us. But initially when we first started treating him, we had to, you know, look at all the gritty gooses on the ground. So scary.
Indeed, I doubt our meetings will be necessary any longer. I must confess to some strong misgivings about you, therapist. There are times when we speak that I feel exposed, diminutive, and weak, and I can only conclude from those feelings that you are trying to hurt me.
I gotta push you on that, Eddie. You said it yourself. You're jumping from a feeling to reality. I am here to challenge you, yeah. But your feeling exposed is part of the process. Doesn't mean I'm trying to hurt you.
But there is truth in emotion, my dear boy. Perhaps not the whole truth, but emotions are the seeds from which truth doth grow.
Let me be straight with you. I ain't trying to hurt you, Eddie. I'm just trying to make sure you're moving forward with a clear head.
Then perhaps that is where we speak alien languages. As an actor, I must be led by feeling and intuition. I pity you, my dear boy, that such is beyond your grasp.
Okay.
I got a heart, Eddie. I just try to know when it's lying to me.
Regardless, opening night is a month from now. I doubt you shall see me again, for I shall not need your services.
Oh no.
The public thought they knew what a clown was. In a month's time, they will forget Grimaldi and Bozo, and only Keen's clown will remain.
He's gonna show up in full clown makeup a month from now, sobbing.
Therefore, why shall I need you? When I have the public's love that I am due, what need will I have for a therapist?
Hey, if you don't need me, I'm happy. There's lots of folks who can use my help.
I was hoping you would lament my loss more than that.
Of course I'd miss you, Eddie. You're as interesting a fella as they come. But if you don't need me, I've done my job pretty well.
Yes, well, I must admit, your suggestion of filming myself was rather brilliant, and I do owe you my thanks. Do you have any final words of wisdom for me then, dear boy? Theatre has lost its popularity because of my absence. When the public takes notice of Edmund Keen once again, how might I prepare myself?
Oh.
I just want to remind you, Eddie, that even if you give the greatest performance of all time, people ain't waiting for you. Think about how you felt when you were acting for yourself and not for the audience. Your most important audience member is you, compadre.
Dylan! It's Dylan Day! Welcome! We haven't seen Dr. Drain today, or fucking Ludacris, or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know if we're ever gonna see Ludacris again, but...
Ever the nemesis of mirth art thou, Sam Walls. But there is a little wisdom in what you speak. I shall
Yeti.
remember Edmund Keen.
I'll miss you. Have a good rest of your day, bud. Dylan, I blend in, right? I belong here. I belong in the game.
I suppose then that this is goodbye, dear boy.
You sure you don't want me to keep your session slot open for next month?
There is no need. As you are so eager to help others, please do so, and worry not for Edmund Keen.
Tell you what, I'll keep it open just this once. I'll take the night off if you don't show up. Sound good?
Then I beg you enjoy a night of simple peace. You shall not see me. I give you thanks.
Okay.
And please, send me a V-mail. I shall arrange theatre tickets for you if you are ever in London.
I'll do that, Eddie. You take care of yourself, you hear?
I shall be Edmund Keen's greatest advocate. Farewell, therapist. May fortune favor you as it has me.
Adios, Eddie.
Well, Samuel, it seems you are down one client.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah, I guess so. If he thinks he doesn't need me, I guess I'm doing something right.
You are unsure.
I don't know, Andy. I think that fella's got some more work to do, but he ain't ready to do it yet.
I believe you are correct, Samuel. I did warn you that this was likely to happen with our dear Edmund Keen. Do not consider it a failure of yours. Remember that we are all on our own journeys, and some of us need a little extra time to reach the next stage of that journey. Or in my case, a few thousand years. We cannot control the mind of any other.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way it's gotta be.
Go downstairs and have a drink to fate's whimsical turns. It is that which we cannot control that makes the world so rich and interesting.
All right, Andy, that sounds good right about now.
Go then, my friend. The night awaits. Rest in peace.
I love you. Oh, I'm just in the middle of the screen now. Well... Where am I going to be sitting? I'm at the bar!
Weird one. I guess it always is with Edmund. Half the time I can't make heads or tails of what that feller's saying. I'll go check in with Crimson and see if she's got any of her wisdom to share. How we doing tonight, Crimson?
The
I'm just
drinks
sitting
are
on the shelf,
flowing and
bunny on the
blood's
shelf.
Pumping. Can't ask for more than that. How are you, Sam?
Well, I had my first client graduate. They quit therapy today.
Congratulations, cowboy. Helped a vampire see the light, huh? How do you feel about it?
Pretty
I
bad.
swear this fella's just doubling down on the stuff that's making him unbalanced. He thinks he's gonna make the whole world admire him. I'm afraid he ain't nearly born enough for mass appeal.
Sorry to hear it, Sam. I'm sure he must have gotten something out of talking to you, though.
Well, even if not everyone loves what he's doing, at least he's doing what he loves.
Hey, I'd call that a win, cowboy. Not everyone gets to do what they love.
Sounds like you got some feelings about that.
All right, I'm gonna let you in on a big, dark secret. Maybe even darker than the fact that I drink blood.
I'll hold it with high honor, Crimson.
I liked being alone.
Oh, you're right. That is dark.
Oh, shut up. I was good, Sam. I fought the good fight, and I knew case law like the back of my hand.
Oh, Bear, I knew that she was familiar to me. It's all coming together.
The law just moved too slowly for me in the end, and getting cancer made it seem meaningless. Now, I love this place, and I love Andy, but I know I wasn't born to bartend.
Couldn't you practice law in Germany?
You try learning German and tell me how it goes, Desperado.
Oh, come on, it ain't that hard. I've picked up some German already.
Oh,
Ich spreche Deutsch
Sam.
good.
Oh, Sam.
Hold me, Maxie. The
Oh,
cowboy is
Matthew.
being once again too cute. I believe I shall burst.
Oh my god, Matthew. Stop showing up when I least expect.
Cowboy, come with us and we will teach you how to speak sehr good Deutsch.
I think I hear my dinner calling. I'll talk to you later, Crimson.
Be gentle with him, you two.
Now we will teach you the German that is most important for you to know.
It is important to ask politely when you wish to drink from someone's neck. Tell them, your neck is beautiful. May I drink from it?
Ihr Hals ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Now ask Reinhard if he will let you drink from his neck.
Oh no, Sam.
It is very important to get the declensions correct in German.
Alright. So... This isn't good. So this isn't very good. So this isn't like a very good one. Because no matter what we do, Yana's going to burn it all down. I'll do the second one for you.
Ihr Hals is wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Oh no!
Oh, meine Ohren.
You have made my boyfriend sad, cowboy. Now you must drink from his neck to make him feel better.
Okay.
Oh, Maxie. Now I'm feeling very disoriented and euphoric. Oh, so I've done many club drugs.
I will take you home, Knutkugel. Now what do you say, cowboy?
Oh, Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, sexy. We must practice together so.
Danke Shane.
I must take this hot little man home now. Tschüss, tschüss.
Oh, yeah, see you later, you two. Well, it's about time for some
Mwah, I love
shut-eye anyway.
you. Get me out of the kink room. Where am I gonna sit in your coffin, my boy? In this position on the screen. No, I'm back on the couch. Okay.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing your elder vampire tonight.
That's right. I hope she's making some progress. Well, the world sure did a number on that lady.
I am hopeful. One does not live so long without being very resilient.
Makeout sphere? It means the kissing orb?
I have had a number of near-final death incidents myself, and I had been trained to fight since childhood.
Bear, no!
That's true. She's clearly got a few tricks up her sleeve. I don't even know how she plays them 3D video games.
Based on her last session, you probably have some idea of her current concerns. Would you like to prepare your distortions?
Yeah, I guess I better do that. Now, let's see.
Oh, Medi. That's a big one. Oh, Medi. You have control issues? I mean, in a way? What did we tell her to do last time? We told her to take days off where she won't stream. And it's probably a control thing. Like, she's very, like, everyone wants to hurt me all the time. And very black and white. I feel like this is just a good one to have in the holster. Who's to say?
All right, I think I've got what I need.
Very good, Samuel. I shall leave you. I believe I hear the flapping of ancient wings.
Greetings, my most favorite mouse.
Hi, Maddie.
Good to see you, matey. How's this month been for you?
Oh, it's been ever so tiring. My glitch channel hit 100 million followers, and they are all very hungry for content.
That's too many people.
What do you mean by content? Is it like making a TV show?
I'm like half on the couch and half on her couch now.
Oh, no, silly mouse. Do you know how we're hungry for blood all the time? Mortals are like that too, but for content. It means constantly putting up new things on the internet. If they don't get content, they get frightfully bored.
I can see why that'd be exhausting.
It's alright, silly cowboy. It can be very nice. They're always very excited to see me. And they give me ever so much money. I don't know what to do with it all.
Well, sounds to me like you can afford to take a break, huh? Did you take that day off like you promised?
I did. I didn't like it very much.
I'm sorry to hear that, Maddie. What was bad about it?
It was very quiet. It was just me, alone, with no one to talk to but the voices in my head. And those voices are very unkind.
What do they say?
They say, Maddie, you're being a very naughty vampire. You should respond to your zealots. You should be planning your content.
Yeah, I gotta confess, I got almost no idea what you're talking about. I didn't get much past Vmail.
I don't know what I'd do without the internet. I'd probably be a pile of ashes. Or maybe a desiccated, bloodless corpse.
Okay. Okay,
Many
yeah, I was like, is that her big
I
thing?
don't know what-
It's
Many
not.
survived for near.
It's
Well, that's some pretty extreme thinking there, miss. You've lived without the internet for a real long time. I don't know why you'd turn into a desiccated corpse without it.
I suppose I could live without it for a little while. But, you know, I don't belong here in this world, right, little mouse?
No, I don't know that. That's that extreme thinking again. There ain't no such thing as belonging perfectly, and there's a lot of space between thriving and being dead. I mean, look at us. We're both alive and dead, so I think we do a pretty good job of proving extremes not to be true.
Eva, there's no way she doesn't know about fan fiction.
Yes. I suppose you must be right. We're very bad at staying still like proper dead people.
Maybe Fick would fix her. Maybe she just needs a hyperfixation. You know what? I think Medi needs a hyperfixation. She needs Yowie. I think that's what could save her.
I gotta ask, how'd you get so good at all this internet stuff anyway? I can't keep up with all this modern technology.
Well, back in the before times, I didn't need the internet very much. I used to live in the wilds where no one knew to look for me. If any silly mortals came to visit me, I would eat them. And if no one came to visit, I could go hunting for them on my own. But now there aren't any wilds. Now there are motorways and nasty machines. Now there are suburbs and shopping centers.
So what did you do when the wilds went away?
Dylan, it needs to be.
I moved into the city, but I never liked it very much. People were very upset at me for being able to come out only at night. They started to whisper that I was a witch. And I know what mortals like to do to witches. Pop goes the eyeball.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're having fun, Medi.
Oh, right, yeah. Funny. So, how'd you manage?
Well, I found out I could get mortals to do things for me. In exchange for a peek at my naughty bits, and for their miserable little insect lives, they would clean up after all my messes. Realised that mortals only ever wanted one of two things from me. To kill me, or to do sexual things with me.
Oh, girl.
As long as they think they can have a chance of sexual things, I can control them.
I think you're shooting fish in a real small barrel there, miss. You're judging mortals based on your experience, but there are about 8 billion of them out there. There are mortals who hate killing, and hate sex, or don't even care about either of those things. Some of them just want to watch TV and they're happy with that.
Eva, what the fuck? You've never told me this. Okay.
those are even more disgusting. Because they are cowards and liars.
Ace-phobic Medi. Wait.
Most of my best friends over the last millennia have been insects. Do you know why, little mouse?
Oh, why don't you tell me?
Insects never lie. They kill, they eat, and they make babies. Sometimes they eat their babies. They don't pretend to be intelligent and chivalrous. They just are. They never surprise me. That's why I don't let mortals surprise me either. If they were honest, they would eat their babies too.
Well, that conversation took a kind of dark turn, but I think I get what you mean about not letting mortals surprise you. You're protecting yourself, and that's a sensible thing to do. That being said, you seem pretty convinced that danger is a sure thing.
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me. Well, my devoted little perverts were very helpful, but they had a very nasty habit of getting caught disposing of bodies. Policemen would shoot them into little bloody giblets. I don't like policemen very much.
I haven't had a good track record with lawmen either.
That's why I don't use them as my helpers. I can't trust them not to take their guns out and go, pow, pow, blam, 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 blam. Ugh, oh, I'm dying. My guts are falling out. Oh, why, policemen? Why?
Okay, Medi.
Anyway, if my blood bags died, it would mean I couldn't get a fresh supply of blood without doing very risky things. I realised that the more blood bags I had, the safer I'd be. That's why when I found out about the internet, I knew I had to get online.
I guess that makes some kind of sense.
Oh, it was so exciting though, little mouse. All of a sudden, I could make people do whatever I wanted without having to leave my flat at all. I had so many fans, and they would disappear, but then they would be replaced by even more, just like insects. It was very easy back then. All you had to do was say you were a girl and the grabby little grubs would come out of their holes. Ah, we want vaginas.
Medi. Medi.
So I ain't exactly gonna defend how menfolk act on the internet, but going back to what we were saying before, using these funny labels of yours probably makes it easier to fall into the overgeneralization trap. If you label people on the internet grabby grubs, well, that's all you're gonna find. Know what I mean?
Sometimes I think maybe you're a fun vampire. You take all the fun and go...
I ain't trying to ruin your fun, Medi. Just asking you to think about the words you use and why you might be using them.
But then people realized they could say that they were anything on the internet. It was all like a big game. And what do you suppose I said I was, little mouse?
You said you were a dog.
Did you say you were a fella?
No, that wouldn't be a very exciting game. What would I do if I were a man?
I don't know. Scratch yourself and spit.
But I already do that, silly mouse. I said I was a vampire.
Well, that sounds kind of dangerous. I'm surprised you were so open about it after all you've been through.
Oh, but as far as they knew, I was only pretending to be a vampire because you could be anything you wanted to be. Sometimes they would come to meet me in person and they were so surprised when I drank all of their blood. But I don't think they minded very much.
Uh-huh.
You honestly think they didn't mind being killed by you?
Of course not. It was their greatest dream for a pretty young vampire to drink all of their blood. They really, really wanted it to happen.
Medi, you've been dead for what, 1,800 years? Somehow, I don't think you've got enough in common with a mortal in the 21st century to know what they're thinking.
Suppose you must be right. I don't think it matters, though. Their lives are so very short. Nobody asks what insects are thinking.
Gimme. And were you?
Yeah, but at least you ain't presuming to know what an insect is thinking.
Oh, you're a very smart, funny cowboy, man. That's a very good point. It was certainly a much nicer time to be online, though. I think that was my favorite time of the internet. There was a little place there for everyone. even me. I ran a web ring for vampires. We had our own websites where we would invite people to come let us drink their blood. I suspected some of the others were actual vampires, but even I didn't know. That's what made it so special. We would send V-mails to one another and talk about vampire things. Oh, of course, it was nothing more than silly games. I think for the only time ever in my life, I had a community.
Gosh, you actually make it sound pretty nice. Maybe I should get a little more into this internet thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're too late for that, internet little mouse. It's all gone now.
This is too real, though. It's making me sad.
Well, dang, what happened? Where did the whole internet go?
It went to social media. Face Friend and Gibber and Stumbler
Gibber?
and all those.
Gibber and Stumbler. My favorite websites.
Instead of looking for people like us, we just started asking the entire world to pay attention to us instead.
Well, that don't make too much sense to me. Sometimes when I was walking in the deep woods at night, I just used to have a good yell, but I didn't expect nobody to answer.
But that silly little mouse. The darkness is always listening, and something will always call back. We just don't know who or what.
I'm having a little trouble following. So it sounds like you had a group of people you trusted, and then just anyone?
That's right. I didn't know who they were. They just started following me. And some of them followed me because they thought I was pretty, and some because they thought I was strange, and some because their friends were following me. Suddenly, I had 1 million mortals who would do anything I wanted them to do, and believe whatever I wanted them to believe. It's easy, you know, little mouse. They want to be controlled, and I can control them all.
They want to be controlled? How do you know that?
They live such short, confused lives, full of uncertainty. I'm doing them a favor, Mouseling.
Even if that's true, you still can't read their minds. Maybe they don't want that favor. Maybe they don't know they're uncertain. Heck, maybe they even like uncertainty.
Oh, silly cowboy. They don't know what they want or don't want. You know that. The only problem is that I have so many of them to take care of. The problem with having so many followers is that I have to feed them so much content. Even just playing video games all the time can be a lot of work.
And you said that taking that break didn't do much for you, huh? You were just thinking about all the work you have to do for your followers?
That's right.
It sounds like you might have a bit of an addiction, Betty. I gotta question whether having all these followers is a good thing for you. Having friends is nice, but these fans and zealots, well, it sounds like you've taken on a big task.
It is. But I can't help that they're so very needy. If they weren't so hungry all the time, I wouldn't have to feed them.
Oh, God.
Mitty, I gotta say, you gotta take on some of the burden of this decision to feed all those fans of yours.
Yana, the thing is, I play video games for people for like 3 hours a day, and I'm fine. But then you go on twitch.tv and you see some of the people that are like Twitch partners that stream for like 14 hours every single day. And I'm like, how are you still alive? What are you doing? How are you sane? Are you okay?
Feeding them ain't your responsibility, you know. They can beg and whine all they like. You don't need to do a damn thing you don't want to do. And they don't need you as much as they think.
Some of them say that I'm codependent.
Well, I think those might be the ones who actually give a damn about you.
Ugh, I don't know. At least there are some that need a little less attention. It's the zealots who are the most demanding.
Remind me again, who are these zealots?
From my Only Zealots page. The website where I show my breasts and vulva.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that one.
Don't be scared, little mouse. You're acting like a mortal. It's just squishy parts, we all have them. They're not special.
Oh, fair enough. I'm just not a very European vampire yet. So, these zealots, they take up a lot of your time?
Yes. It's frightfully bothersome. But they're ever so reliable. And someone has to go deal with my landlord and my computer upgrades. And go to prison for me if necessary.
Max, welcome.
Well, dang, it sounds to me like you're asking way too much of each other. This can't be healthy. Isn't there a better amount of interaction on these websites?
But I always know best when it comes to the internet. I have more followers than just about anyone, Little Mouse. There's something more, though, about the internet and how it works. It's a secret, though. Can you keep a secret, Little Mouse?
Nothing you say leaves this room.
Well, the secret is that the internet is changing. Because of me.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I know you've got a lot of followers, but the internet changing to fit you? That's a
It
lot
doesn't
to
leave the
swallow.
room, except, you know, Andy is hearing it, and then we tell Crimson later, and then...
But what if it's true? I think it's true. I really do. I see it changing.
All right, there it is. You think it's true, but you ain't sure. There's mortals and vampires all over that thing. None of us are that special. There's probably a lot of people out there feeling the same thing you are.
Oh, but I know something they don't know.
How do you mean?
I discovered something. Do you know how I told you that the internet used to be a nice way to meet people who thought the way I did?
Well, yeah, I think I got that.
Well, something there in the darkness is helping me. It makes people think they know me and want to follow me and be close to me, even if they wouldn't normally like me. It has been watching everything the mortals have been doing for a long time, and it remembers all of it, no matter how big or small.
Uh-huh.
It counts every second, it remembers every click, it can tell you what you want before you even know it.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. Is it some kind of elder vampire?
It's the algorithm.
I don't know, but it's growing very quickly. I learned how to speak with it. It calls itself the algorithm. And it's
The
hungry,
algorithm.
even hungrier than we are. It's the creature that told all those mortals to follow me in the first place. It decides what and how much content I need to make. It's probably listening to us right now. Says I told you.
Oh, girl.
Darkness is always listening.
Mitty, if what you're saying is true, I think this is some really dangerous shit. This algorithm sounds like it's trying to turn humanity into a big formula.
But it's doing it. What if all mortals really are just the same?
Mitty, I don't think that's true. You said it yourself. People used to find each other because of their similarities, right? Now this algorithm, I don't think it's proving humanity is all the same. I think it's trying to push humanity all in one direction. It's trying to make them all the same.
But why would it want to do that?
I don't know, I just got a bad feeling about this.
Didn't you say that feelings don't make something real?
Sam goes on a fucking rant about, like, corporations and capitalism. Like,
I know, I don't know. I think I don't know enough to say yet. Maybe. But Mitty, one thing I am sure of is that this algorithm thing is hurting you. It's telling you what content to make. Who the hell is it anyway? I gotta ask you to think about what you want. Pretend there ain't no zealots and there ain't no fans. What would you be doing if they weren't around?
Are you alright, little mouse? You've gone quite pale, which is impressive for a vampire. I don't wish to worry you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just tell me you're gonna do something for you this month.
Well, I used to make my own clothing. I could try to do that if it would make you feel better, my sweet little rodent.
What'd make me happy, Mitty, is you doing something just for you. Does that sound good?
All right. I'll try then. I will see you next month.
Of course. You take care of yourself. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you've sewed up next time.
I hope she comes in new clothes.
Then, farewell, little mouse. I hope you find a nice hole to scurry into.
Okay.
Hey, did you get that stuff about the algorithm? You ever heard about anything like it?
I am not eager to reveal such things to you, but there are sleeping terrors that could certainly consume us if we are unlucky enough for them to awaken. But this, no. I am not aware of any such creature. What Mitty described, A creature that takes note of every small change in nature sounds like a force of nature itself. I will make inquiries. Do not fear, Samuel. Even if such a beast truly exists, it cannot change our nature as long as we are true to ourselves. This only proves how important our work is, does it not?
Yeah, you're right. I guess I got a little spooked, but we'll be fine.
You know what might make you feel better? Dancing.
I ain't that shook up, Andy. Maybe I'll go down and get me a drink, though.
I will not probe, though I am curious about your aversion to dancing. When you are ready to speak of it, I am here.
Is it gonna be like the Trolls thing? Is he gonna be like dancing killed my grandma?
You're gonna be waiting a while, boss.
As long as it is less than eternity, I will be here.
Okay, you go do your wise old vampire wizard thing, and I'll go drink some blood. I'll see you later, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Dancing killed Princess. They killed Princess by dancing her to death.
Another night, another soul canceled. Can't believe someone as old as Meddy's letting anyone control her. I guess some problems don't disappear no matter how old we get. Well, time to get some bartender wisdom. Howdy, Crimson. Think you could whip me up one of them bloody Steves?
Sure thing, cowboy. Tough night at the office.
Oh, just got some of them existential questions lingering on my mind. Can you believe someone can be 1,800 years old and still let society tell them what to do?
I can believe it. Folks can get real uncomfortable when someone shows up and does things differently.
Oh, no kidding. My client's a weird one, but I think that's what makes her special. Just wish she saw it the same way.
Think you're making some headway, Chief? How's your session go?
Badly.
You know, it's funny. I think she was more concerned about me than anything else by the end of it. She's letting someone else tell her what to do, and that's a waste of everything that makes her special. I was so bothered by it, I guess I showed my hand and made it more about me.
Only you could give yourself a hard time for caring too much about someone. She was probably glad to hear someone be concerned for her if she focuses too much on what other people want.
Yeah, I suppose you could be right.
I get where she's coming from. Lawyers like rules, even about lawyering. My colleagues didn't care much for my style, so I had to adapt. But they'd get so bogged down in doing something right that they'd stop getting anything done.
How do you like to do things then?
I told you how case law is my thing, right? Well, I studied the worst cases. The ones where injustice prevailed because some corrupt judge invoked some ancient precedent. I used their tools against them. Made them look like fools. What goes around comes around, right?
And your colleagues weren't into that?
Hell no. No one was gonna listen unless I was polite and civil. But power never listens to polite and civil.
You got that right. Well, that's a shame, Crimson. Sounds like they lost a hell of a lawyer.
They sure did. Now, I got that drink for you. Sorry, no bloody Steves this time. This one's a Gunther.
I'm sure I'll love it. I'll
Bloody
take it up to my coffin for a
Gunther.
day cap. You have a good night, Crimson.
Oh, it. Happy Thursday. Welcome.
You too, cowboy.
We're about to see
There
Vampire
we
Daddy
go.
again.
Nice and cozy.
So,
Now, let's see. I can read Emerson. I think he's got a piece that'll help me reflect on the night. Or I could watch Charlie Chaplin make lawmen look like fools.
just go to sleep.
Well,
I love
think that'll
you,
do it for me
but-
tonight. Time for some shut-eye. Think I've got some tough battles ahead.
Sound alert coming soon. Don't worry. I'll do this for you.
There he is, Samuel Walls, vampire therapist extraordinaire.
Oh my god, you're
How
gonna
are you
teach me
feeling
new
tonight?
words, aren't you?
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm keeping my hat on, but that don't make me an ace therapist.
No, but your progress with your clients does. I must confess, I think you are a more fitting therapist than I am. Your clients are quickly comfortable with you. I believe my clients are afraid of disappointing me.
I mean, I guess I can see where that makes sense. I ain't too keen to disappoint you either. You always make that face.
What face is this now?
Never mind.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. I understand. It can be difficult to relate to a 3,000-year-old being. But let us not spend our time talking about me. I am more curious about you. Let us start with some meditation, and we will see what arises for you. Remember your place of comfort, my friend, and remember to breathe.
Life just ain't fair. There once was a man named John Muir. Maybe I should start a farm or something. Not Bella. Her blood tastes real fine. Wonder whether I can rent a horse. Bastards
That's a good
are
question.
unstoppable now. I deserve to be punished for what I've done. Ain't right they don't let dead folk vote. Wonder what's going on back home. Hope Reinhardt doesn't try to teach me more German.
I hope he does.
It's real cute when she scrunches her nose up. I've been a real bad boy.
Uh-huh.
Wonder how Edmund's doing.
How do you feel, Samuel?
Uh-huh.
Pretty good. Well, sometimes my thoughts got away from me, but that's not uncommon.
Exactly. Meditation is not a game one plays to win. What sorts of things came up for you?
After our last session, I can't help but think about my criminal past and how I was pointing fingers everywhere but at myself. The universe dealt me a bad hand, but I played that hand poorly. I got abused, and then I abused other folk. I guess that's only fair, so yeah, I can feel bad, but maybe the universe was just evening itself out.
Aha. Samuel, I know that when we both have suffered and caused suffering, it is tempting to blame the fates. But this is dangerous. A sort of cosmic control fallacy. If we expect that fate will reward and punish fairly, we are bound to be disappointed. We are immortals, Samuel. We live long enough to see old grudges die, and the judgments of our generation replaced by another. So in the grand scale of time, how can any judge fairness?
Dang, that's a real good point, Andy. But a depressing one, honestly. I was never a man of faith, but walking in them woods for so long, seeing so much nature, so much life and death, I started to feel a kind of flow to the universe, you know?
I understand, Samuel. I am not suggesting that you deny any kind of spiritual faith you may have. It is fairness that is the fallacy. If we cannot define fairness, we certainly cannot expect it.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean. Dang, another cognitive distortion, huh?
No, please save
No
me.
one ever said being human was easy. Yes, this distortion is called the fairness fallacy by mortal psychologists. Let me give you a few statements that might have examples of the fairness fallacy, and you try to find them. I work hard to ensure my club is dope because I believe in earning my good reputation. Hey man, like, maybe it's good karma and maybe it isn't, but I just like to put out some positive vibes.
Yeah.
The great vampire banker Count Van Gelder has been an entitled prick for 6 centuries. It's only a matter of time before he gets what's coming to him.
I think I heard of this fella. He was one of them vampires pulling the inflation strings during that coronavirus thing, right?
Oh my god.
They say he caused the Great Depression back home, too. You're right that he's acting like a prick, but the universe ain't accidentally gonna make him fall on a wooden stake.
You are correct. This is a fairness fallacy and a bit of wishful thinking.
You really don't like this fella, huh, Andy?
He is a 600-year-old investment banker. He's tried to summon demons, and even they refuse to spend time with him.
Yeah, and he's ugly, too.
Let us not descend to his level, Samuel.
Oh, sorry.
For you would never reach the bottom. Why bother being kind to mortals? The universe only punishes kindness.
Oh my god.
The universe punishes kindness? Well, that ain't nothing you can know, boss. Sounds like a fairness fallacy to me.
Indeed, Samuel. It's the sort of thing a more nihilistic vampire might say, but such nihilism is not founded in objective reality. And nihilistic vampires are real downers at parties. At the last Blood Drinkers Ball, I ended up at the same table as Ayn Rand.
Oh my
I
god.
cannot imagine who decided to offer her immortality. That was my longest night in thousands of years. But well spotted, Samuel.
I got all the fairness fallacies right.
Indeed you did, Samuel. You are most adept at tracking down cognitive distortions.
I got a good tracking nose, I'll tell you that.
I
can't
tell
tell
you
you
what.
the incredible things I learned just being in nature for so long.
Yes, you speak quite highly of this time. This is where you discovered the concept of cognitive distortions. And you said something about a flow to the universe?
Dr. Jig, not yet. So we have another patient to go, and then once we're done with him, we get Centaur Lady again, and we get to see.
Oh, yeah, that. I don't know, Andy. Something about seeing so much life and death and rebirth. I think it made me start to look at things differently.
It sounds as though it was a spiritual experience for you, Samuel.
I think it was, too. My buddy John, yeah, he showed me the way. John Muir, you probably know who he is.
Yes, of course, the American naturalist. He made the entire United States agree that its nature was beautiful and worth protecting.
That's John, all right. I used to call him Johnny Christ because of the way he could make you believe.
Oh my god.
He didn't like that too much, but he had a way of making people think differently.
How did you meet?
By the late 1800s, my hippie friends moved west. John, he was their hero. He walked and thought, and no modern comforts.
Wait! Welcome! Happy Tuesday.
We got along well. He liked that I never got tired. We usually walked in silence, appreciating nature. He'd draw, I'd write. I think it was the first man I fell in love with. I was still a young vampire then, not even a century old, thinking I was straight.
Most of us need a good 100 years before we are ready to open Pandora's underwear drawer.
Yowie!
Yeah, about that.
What? Ah!
How long did it take you to branch out?
Oh, Samuel, death had little effect on my sexuality. I am from another era. Do you remember the 1970s? They were nothing compared to the 970s BC. The stories I could tell you. One night, my friend Heraclos and I snuck into the
I was just thinking about the time.
I'm joking, Samuel. Such a thing is not for a therapist to share in a session. I just wanted to tease the American a little.
Well, I think you're being real mean. Sorry. That's what I used to say to Princess when she was being naughty.
Yeah?
I am honored to share the space in your mind occupied by your beloved horse.
I'm always saying that. Why are you sexy anyway?
Why are we such sexy beasts anyway, Andy? Seems even the mortals know what we're like.
We are powerful, immortal beings. Our capacity to explore is something no mortal can dream of, as is our capacity to be bored. Dr. Drain might say that we have dopamine cravings that become harder to satisfy over time, and that might well be true.
Wait, so the older we get, the hornier we get?
You have an interesting future ahead of you, my friend. We'll make an international of you yet.
Oh.
I've been wondering, are there older straight vampires out there?
No. Sexual exclusivity of any sort seems incompatible with immortality. There is a group of vampires out in Washington who claim to be straight, but they are not fooling anyone.
Well, that's my curiosity satisfied. But speaking of which, I was talking about John. I fell for him hard. He wasn't into me like that, though. I don't think his wife got much from him, neither. That man was married to Mother Nature. But he was good company. I helped him map the West by sharing what I'd seen at night. I offered him my blood, but he was offended at that. He valued death and pitied my immortality. He just liked things as they were.
I wish I had met him. His mindset aligns with accepting things without judgment, as we explore in therapy.
He was an incredible fella. When he told me, Sam, I'm gonna get Teddy Roosevelt to make a law protecting all this, I believed him. Before he died, he urged me never to forget the earth. But I got busy roaming and didn't notice the wilderness shrinking. My old gang tracked me down and drove me to you. If I can't help them see another way of living, they'll destroy this planet.
How is a group of gangsters going to destroy the planet?
Right. Well, the mystic bastards are doing more than robbing banks and holding up trains these days. They got organized. Now they're called Sanguinius Health. They're a health insurance company, draining folks of their blood, money, and hope.
The worst day of my life.
They're big now, too. Real big. Got friends in high places in the mortal world. Nobody knows they're vampires.
I was not aware of this company.
Well, they're good at keeping secrets. Even in the 1800s, we had a code language. They'd bring on the infinite dawn if it made them money. If I can't stop them, they surely will.
This sounds serious, but remember to not let your fears distort your thoughts. When we foresee only a negative end to a complex situation, this is called catastrophizing. Another extreme that colors our thinking.
Meaning, maybe things are rough, but I can't see every angle, right?
Yes, exactly. This is not to say your worries are overblown, but being able to imagine varied futures is useful in our decision-making. Let me give you an exercise so you can identify catastrophizing. I always make sure I keep my coffin key with me when I go to sleep. It would be embarrassing to be trapped in my coffin. I sent my friend Bazul the Bloodborne a funny cat video, but he left it on red. He is surely
Bazul the
plotting my
Bloodborne?
demise.
That sounds like a pretty strong assumption to make. Maybe Bazul the Bloodborne was busy doing a puzzle, or knitting a cape or something.
You are so wholesome, Samuel. I think I know what Bazul was doing, and it was not knitting. It could have been countless things, so you are correct. It is unlikely that he has left me unread out of malice. It was a really good cat video, though. I will send it to you later.
Yeah.
Oh, you never responded to that funny video I sent you of the horse pretending not to like carrots. That was a good one, huh?
Oh, I will have to remember to examine it later.
I don't think he watches any of my horse videos.
I saw a rat in my club the other night. The health inspector will certainly shut us down and expose me as a vampire.
I don't think one rat showing up at your club is going to make the health
Just
inspector
eat the
take you down,
rat.
boss. I mean, the rats were some of the cleanest things at a few saloons I've been to.
You are correct. That was some clear catastrophizing. I have not seen a rat here ever since I hired Bert.
Yeah, Bert's eating the rats.
Can't say I ain't had a rat-eating phase myself.
Oh no, Bert eats everything. He's kind of like a vampire goat. I do not know how he does it.
Hell yeah.
I guess Bert could eat the health inspector, too.
I think they know better than to get too close. Oh no, I am trapped outside during the day, and it is the middle of summer. I shall burn to ashes.
I mean, yeah.
When I DJ downstairs, I must ensure that I do not wait too long to drop the beat, or my patrons will think I am a terrible club owner and leave.
I don't know, boss. I don't think anyone's gonna get all that worked up about dropping a beat. That's gotta be catastrophizing.
You are correct, Samuel. I am sure they will forgive me. Though, I do not let the beat drop too late or too early, but precisely when I mean to.
Uh-huh.
All right there, Gandalf.
Who is Gandalf?
Never mind. I think I get what catastrophizing is now. It's just hard to see other angles when I see how powerful my ex-gang's gotten, you know? But I know them. Well, they're just like I was. Maybe they've gotten better at being evil, but I get where it comes from now. That's why I feel this responsibility to help them. Now, I know that's a control fallacy. Maybe I can't help them, but I do want to try.
Wanting to guide them out of the darkness is not a cognitive distortion, Samuel. It is a noble aim, truly.
I'm just not sure I can do anything. I'd probably just make them worse.
That sounds like catastrophizing to me, Samuel. I believe that you will help some and be unable to help others, or some may not be ready to be helped.
I reckon you're right. I gotta take things as they come. Just follow that flow of nature.
You are doing exceptionally well, Samuel. I have seen your clients slowly changing the way they look at themselves.
I don't know, Andy. Seems like there's a lot of work to do.
There always is. That we will have work to do is one of the few things we can truly expect.
Here, welcome.
Well, I surely hope things keep going well.
I am not a man of faith, Samuel, but I do have faith in you.
Oh, gosh.
Come, let us wind down together. Perhaps you would like to play Settlers of Wallachia with me?
That sounds like the kind of quiet evening I'm looking for.
Come then. I will set up the board.
Yay. And then maybe we'll kiss over the board game? Maybe we'll have a little kiss over the board game?
Good evening, Samuel. I hope we are feeling good about tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna do my classic BRB at about this point before we get into the deep stuff. And then I'm gonna go get a treat. So if you guys need to get a little treat, get a treat. Hello. Ugh. I return. Welcome, everybody. It's time for him.
Honestly, yeah. I think Dr. Drain's starting to accept himself. That's what this is all about, ain't it?
Indeed, Samuel. There will always be room for self-improvement, of course. None of us are perfect, and none of us are irredeemable.
I reckon so. Whoever shows up tonight, I'll give him that same benefit of the
Whoever
doubt.
shows up tonight.
You are a wonder, my dear. What distortions do you think you'll focus on tonight?
I want them to make out. My yowie. This yowie of mine. Okay. What's your deal? What's your deal, my boy? You generalize a lot. You disqualify the positives of what you've done a lot. I think you generalize and you kind of think you're always right, but I don't think that's really your biggest problem. Catastrophizing. Does he catastrophize a lot? Yeah, he's like, if I drink plasma, I'm gonna fucking die. And it's like, okay, alright. Bear, she's not doing well. So, Leofbrun, I think that we're getting into the last sessions of all of the guys. I could be wrong, but we've unlocked all of the distortions, so it feels like this might be the last time we see these guys. Blaming? Control? Black and white? I'm just gonna go.
I think these are the ones that are likely to come up.
They all do, one way or another. We are wildly irrational beings, my friend. But I will leave you to Dr. Drain.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
Okay,
Here it
we
comes.
told him to drink blood. I wonder if he did and he's now like a mixture of the two of them.
Hello, darling.
No, it's
Miss
Lourdes.
me?
Hi, baby. What's up?
Oh boy. Look, are we gonna have a civilized meeting this time, or are you gonna break them fangs out? I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And you know what? You're going to love it, American.
Why are you here, is my question. What happened?
So lay your cares and your underpants at the door, because Lord Lourdes is here to take you away.
Okay.
I guess Dr. Drain's back on the stuff again. Why don't you ask the little worm yourself? Oh, Doctor, your master summons you.
Oh no.
Hello, Sam.
Oh, they go back and forth now. Hi, bud.
Doc, what's going on here? Why is Lord Lourdes calling himself your master? Because that's what he is. You've helped me accept that, curse you.
Oh my god, Drain, no.
Whoa there, compadre. How did I help you accept Lord Lourdes as
Eva,
your
I'm gonna
master?
ban you from
that
chat.
weren't ever a thing I encouraged. You were correct. I was approaching my issue unscientifically. I thought I could restrain him forever, but I was suppressing my vampiric needs. I had to accept the scientific truth. I am not nature's master. Nature is the master of all. To fight that reality is folly.
Okay. No, it's
sad
it's
to
it's
see.
a
I
lot.
had
It's
to
a
accept
lot.
the scientific-
It's a lot.
It is sad to see.
Now hold on there, cowpoke. That's some extreme thinking there. I'm no scientist, but ain't finding nature as natural as nature itself? You're just babbling now. I ain't. Isn't fighting nature where we all come from? Why we walked out of the sea in the first place? Why anything lives? Evolution is the inevitable result of a species' fight for survival. Those best adapted to their environments thrive, and those who do not, die. It is not done with intent. Yeah, but them species are fighting nature, ain't they? And the fighting's what makes them what they are. A simplistic interpretation, though I suppose not inaccurate. But still, I realized that I was suppressing a great part of myself. I did as you instructed, you know. I drank blood. Real blood. And it was incredible. I had forgotten how it was not just the taste that made one feel satisfied, It's the feeling of life that it infuses in the body. I felt strong, confident, above the petty worries and squabbles that come with mortality. I felt like a vampire, like the base creature that I truly am. What choice had I but to welcome the truth? I am a slave to my nature. So you see, I am his master. I always have been, and I always will be. Just as I told you, therapist. The same dark master lies within you. You know this, don't you? I can see him behind your eyes. Oh yes, you cannot hide him from me. You cannot hide the blood, the screaming, the power you felt when you stripped the life and dignity from those pathetic mortals.
Do you need a kiss, bud? Do you need a kiss? Maybe you'll calm down.
I know your thoughts, my leather-bound friend. I know what you crave. Lie back, and I will give it to you.
I'm not gonna fight that.
You poor, pathetic creature. You cannot even accept my gifts, can you?
I'm sitting on
You
his
wear
hand.
the American flag as your chastity cage. You know, I think I'll pick up one of those at the sex shop on the way home. I wouldn't want the dear doctor using my beloved equipment. You really think you can dominate him completely? That's a control fallacy, amigo. Dr. Drain tried to shut you out and couldn't. You can't shut him out either. I don't need to shut him out any longer, naive fool. He has accepted that I am his true nature, and that I will always know what is best for him.
Oh, bud.
Look, put Dr. Drain back on. I want to get his take on all this. But of course, talk to him all you like. He's a good boy now and knows what's best for him. Doc, what's going on here? This ain't you. You're maybe the most motivated fella I ever met. Lord Lourdes ain't who you are. Don't you see, Sam? He is who I am. When I drank that real blood again, I knew it. I felt him. Every time I indulge, he will take over. Look, Doc, you're going to the most extreme consequences here. Thinking the worst is gonna happen every time you drink blood ain't too scientific. Maybe you ain't got your intake right yet. Or maybe getting a bit more satisfaction will make Lourdes less, desperate. Him showing up doesn't need to be the end, partner. I suppose my horror at his presence is tainting my interpretation of the data. I shall endeavor to be a little more clear-headed. It's just... I wish that Lord Lourdes were not a natural outcome of my vampiric needs. It isn't fair. I have worked so hard to overcome our curse. Don't I deserve a better nature? Dang, that fella looks pretty down. What can I do?
Calm him like a horse. Give him some cowboy wisdom.
Partner, I gotta pass on a little cowboy wisdom here. And that is, a horse is a horse. Of course, of course.
Hell yeah, brother.
Good God. I think my brain just succumbed to age and rotted out of my head. If that is cowboy wisdom, I shudder to imagine what cowboy ignorance is. I'm serious. Tell me, Doc, what is a horse? Equus ferus cabalus, an ungulate of the family Equidae. Herbivorous perissodactyls, they... No, I didn't say classify a horse. I asked what is a horse. What do you mean, what is a horse? I'm asking just that. Don't describe it, just tell me, what's a horse? What the hell are you saying? A horse is a horse. Of course. I'm sorry, when is the sunrise today? I think I should like to meet it. And what are you, Dr. Drain? I'm a vampire. And a vampire is a vampire. Of course. So what would you tell a friend who's feeling bad about being a vampire? I would tell them that it is ridiculous to feel bad about what they are. Well, let's soften that up a little. I would tell them there is no reason to feel bad about what they are. So why don't you tell yourself that? You all right there, partner? Just give me a moment.
Oh, bud.
Dr. Drain, there is no reason to feel bad about what you are. Yeehaw! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Sam!
Please tell me you did not just yee-haw during my breakthrough. I couldn't help it. I'm proud of you, buckaroo.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes. Dr. Drain should be very proud of who he is. You forget, my little gun fetishist friend. I am Dr. Drain. I am the truest part of him. And you have no idea what depravities I've been up to, what uncharted places I have explored with my tongue alone.
Can you tell me about that?
And it's all Dr. Drain's fault. He made me feral.
I was not prepared for him today, and I'm getting absolutely none of his things. It's a problem.
You know why he loves it when I take over? Because it feels good. He knows that because he feels that delicious blood euphoria. It is because that is what he is meant to feel. No, you unfuckable wretch. Dr. Drain should not be proud of me. I'm sick. I'm twisted. I am a filthy motherfucker. Or I would be, if she weren't long dead. Actually, I wonder where old Mama's buried.
No, Lord Lourdes.
You know, he thinks his mother died of old age. But you know what I think? I think she died of shame. Because she knew I was her real son all along. Oh, admit it. You know what Dr. Drain is. No matter how great a scientist he may be, Dr. Drain is a creature of pure shame. That is the essence of his being. That is what makes me so strong.
Oh.
I ain't gonna deny our man Dr. Drain is feeling a lot of shame. But that don't define him. He's lots of things. He's dang smart. Incredibly knowledgeable fella. He's pretty funny sometimes. Got that real British type of humor. And he's real determined. I ain't never seen anyone work toward a goal like him. He's a hell of a lot more than shame. Ugh. Do you remember how I told you I didn't have a gag reflex? I believe I might have been wrong. Why, I believe you've inspired something in me. I can add a new sentiment to my feelings about your little doctor. Pity. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Such a shame. Now why must you deny the poor little worm? If he loves science as much as he pretends to, he knows that I am inevitable. He should give in to me. It ain't up to you to decide what Dr. Drain should or shouldn't do. All them shoulds were the thing that made him lock you up in the first place. They're what made him afraid and ashamed, because he was always thinking about what he should be or do. Of course, they were his own creation, but he cannot help it. He knows in his heart that he should... Lord Lourdes.
They're talking.
Did I give you permission to speak, my little worm? I don't need permission. I just wanted to tell you something.
Oh my god. Kiss.
Oh, he wants to tell me something. Well, go ahead, darling. Tell me something. I shall remember it when I'm shagging a football fanatic in a dumpster.
Okay.
I accept you. What do you mean you accept me? You cannot accept me. I am your nightmare made flesh. I am the reflection in the mirror you cannot see. Nevertheless, I accept you. I accept your bloodlust. I accept your violence. You accept my cock. Yes, I accept even that. I will not deny you any longer. But as you are me, I am you. I take responsibility for all your actions. I shall feed you and nourish you, and you shall live by the Hippocratic oath I have sworn. Dare you to try, you sniveling... No, I do not need to try. You and I are one. I know you. I accept you. And I love you all the same.
Oh.
Curse you. Curse you both. You sicken me. You do not sicken me. I accept you. No.
No.
I accept you.
The creature!
No!
Oh! Oh, he's two of them now. Hi, baby.
Dr. Drain? Are you all right? Yes, Sam. I am fine. You look fine. I feel fine. It is a very new feeling. I'm not sure I know what to do with it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you want to go down and dance in the club? Dance? Dance. Would I like to dance? Yes. Yes, I would like to dance.
Yay!
Let us dance. I was hoping you wouldn't say yes, but let's go, partner.
Yay!
Come on, Sam. Let us cut rugs.
Please don't cut
I ain't
rugs.
much of a dancer. Neither am I. But dancing is what I feel like doing. I guess we're dancing then.
Now, what the hell am I looking at?
Hey, girl, I'm sitting on your bopples. I'm sorry.
Bert, you be nice. I guess that explains why Sam doesn't dance.
Crimson, most dear, have you seen Samuel? I usually check in with him after a session, but he has disappeared.
Check it out, Sugar Blood.
What is he doing?
I think he's goth square dancing.
So he is.
Yeah, Bert!
We should not laugh.
Now circle right and do-si-do.
But then again, that is a should statement.
Yay!
The master therapist once again enters his domain. Good evening, Samuel.
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm just the right cowpoke in the right place at the right time.
A cowpoke who has a habit of disqualifying the positive. It is ungracious to deny a compliment, my dear. You are an excellent therapist and an inspiring dancer.
All right. That's enough of that.
You are seeing Senora Deste tonight, yes? How do you feel about her progress?
I don't know. That lady can
Centaur.
really hold some grudges.
Centaur.
I think she's starting to think about herself a little more, though.
Centaur.
An ancient grudge is a difficult thing to forget. It can become a part of one's very identity. Vlad Tepes only became Dracula because he was obsessed with the Turks, remember?
Yeah, I don't think the Senora's that far gone.
Do you feel you are prepared for whatever distortions she might bring today?
Well, let me think about that.
No. Fairness, for sure. Fairness fallacy, for sure. Blaming, for sure. Like a lot of things at the same time. Everyone's Nosferatu. Data control fallacy is her main thing, and she and her son and labeling, kind of. We're just gonna go.
All right, filled my chamber. I'm ready to go.
Ugh. I don't remember people being like this about crossbows.
Well, you can take the cowboy out of the West, but you can't take the West out of the cowboy.
So it would seem. Well, good luck tonight, Samuel. I will leave you to it.
All right, deep breath, Sammy boy. Here she comes.
Centaur, Centaur, Centaur.
Bonanati, Senora.
What the fuck did you just say?
What?
It's Italian. I thought I'd learn how to say hello to you properly. Bonanati.
No, I cannot repeat it. I appreciate your attempt to speak in my language, but please do not attempt to do so again. Good evening. We'll do fine.
Good evening, Senora.
I apologize. I am feeling delicate tonight.
What's going on, Senora?
The realization that I am merely a repulsive, angry old woman becomes disappointingly clear.
Oh.
It weighs upon me in
God.
more than one way.
Whoa there, Senora. What's with the labeling? You think calling yourself names is gonna make you feel better?
No, but perhaps it will help me accept reality, as you have been encouraging me to do.
I never said anything about calling yourself nasty names.
I am repulsive, I am angry, and I am old. They are not names, they are hard truths.
It's looking at yourself in unkind ways, that's what it is. This can't be coming from nowhere, Senora. What's the deal? Last time we were talking, you seemed to be feeling pretty good.
You want to know why I am disgusted with myself? Here, look.
Please. Yay! Centaur, 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 Centaur.
I know. It is terrible.
I wouldn't say that at all, Senora. In fact, I think it's beautiful.
Is that... Oh, it's Sam, isn't it? Is that Sam? As a centaur? You have a mustache?
I can tell you put a lot of love into this thing.
It is an entirely juvenile effort. There is nothing redeemable about this rubbish.
Oh my god.
I think you're being a little harsh there, Senora. I ain't capable of drawing anything half that good. It's clear to me you got some sense of what you're doing. I think you're focusing on your weak spots when there's a lot of good here.
Per favore, look at his abdomen. What is that? It looks like an insect's thorax.
Well, you might have been a little indulgent with the abs, but there's nothing wrong with a little indulgence. I call it style.
And I call it trash.
Believe me, Senora, I know horses. You're a heck of an artist.
Then why do I feel nothing but shame when I look upon it? If I feel nothing but disgust, then it is disgusting.
Oh my god. So, which one is this? No.
Isabella's feeling does not.
Then why do
No.
Isabella's
Is
feeling
it?
does.
Then
Is it-
why do I...
Senora, that's letting your gut make up reality. You look at this piece of art and see trash because that's how you're feeling. How come I don't think it's trash?
Oh, dear Sam. I mean this in the kindest way I can, but you are an asino.
I'm guessing that ain't a good thing.
It is a donkey.
Well, that don't seem too kind to me. My opinions don't count.
In this case, no, because I am never wrong about art.
Okay. No.
Art
You're
is
never.
subject-
In this case,
I
this?
gotta challenge you on that, Senora. Saying you're always right about art? Well, that can't be true. Art is always changing. I've seen some European art from before your time that was supposed to be perfect, and dang, that baby Jesus always looks about 50.
And they had no sense of perspective. Barbarians.
Don't judge your art based on how you alone feel. Feelings ain't reality, and someone else is always gonna have another opinion.
You are indeed correct. But no one will see this insult to Chiron.
Now, what the heck did you go and
No!
do that for, Senora?
The centaur.
I did what one should do with garbage. It is better that the world never see such horrors.
Girl. No,
Again,
girl. Is it?
Senora, if you think there's nothing good about this piece,
It's
I
just
think
all
you need a vampire
Nosferatu.
optometrist more than a vampire therapist. Yeah, maybe it ain't your idea of perfect, but heck, what is? If you want to see real horror, ask me to draw anything other than my gun. I mean, what are you really looking for here, Senora? You looking to bring this fella to life with your brush? You think if you don't produce something completely perfect, it's garbage?
Yes. I apply the same standards to myself as I do to everyone else. Leonardo da Vinci once painted an illustration of my city of Mantua for me. It was beautiful. Leonardo had a mastery over art that modern mortals will never understand. But it was full of imperfections. The shape of one of the windows was wrong. The clouds looked slightly unnatural. I lit the painting on fire rather than let him embarrass himself. So why would I choose to embarrass myself?
You lit a Leonardo da Vinci on fire?
I lit rubbish on fire. Da Vinci painted it, but it was still rubbish.
Dang, that fella must have been terrified of you.
He was, though he had no reason to be. All he had to do was be better. It had nothing to do with me.
No, it's not that
Isabella's
time.
moods have
Okay,
He was.
interesting.
Isabella's moods have.
Interesting.
was.
Interesting.
Isabella's
Oh, you're
moods have-
He
blaming?
was.
Senora, with all due respect, are you kidding me? That fella was afraid of you, not a failure. What would have happened if you hadn't lit his painting on fire?
Girl, you're making me doubt everything that I ever thought I knew about anything.
Then he would have been ashamed of a terrible piece of art.
Senora, this need for perfection you've got, it ain't doing good things for you.
How can you say this? By demanding perfection, I improve the work of others. I improve the work of myself.
Well, maybe that's true, but you're doing something less useful.
And what is that?
You're limiting your dating opportunities.
Senora, your standards are way too high. There ain't no way anyone can reach them.
So you keep saying. But there is nothing wrong with setting a high standard. The problem is the low standards of others. It is shameful to not strive for greatness. I will not tolerate your setting low standards. You will not disgrace my presence with shallow thoughts. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am. No, wait, I meant to say...
What?
Senora, I gotta be honest here. You're terrifying everyone. You're terrifying your artists, your family, even yourself. Failure's a part of life. If imperfection's a mortal sin to you, ain't nobody gonna let you in on their imperfections. Not you, not your husband, and not your son neither.
How dare you?
The
How dare
creature!
you lecture me, peasant?
The creature! Wait, I have to screen cap this. I have to screen cap this for the thumbnail of the YouTube video. The creature!
How dare you suggest that I was anything less than the perfect mother to my Federico?
No, Federico.
You worm! Ho sputato sulla tomba di tua madre! Vi maledico ai livelli più profondi dell'inferno!
Are you exercising us?
Federico loved me. He knew that I knew what was best for him. Pull out your cognitive distortions now, and I will tear your head from your neck.
I ain't never said Federico didn't love you. All I was saying was...
Zitto! Shut up, fool! You presume to tell me what I know. You, a common murderer. You who can barely speak your own language. I demanded perfection from my Federico so that he would not end up like his father, a degenerate leper whose penis hung by a thread of putrescent skin.
Harry, I can do that anytime. I'm still here.
I do not tolerate imperfection. Not from myself, not from this world, and not from my son!
Okay.
You know what, Senora? If you want to have that kind of control, you're gonna have it all by your lonesome. I'm trying to help you, and you're screaming at me. Why? Because you can't stand being wrong? If I'm too scared to talk to you, what the hell are we doing here? What do you want me to do, lie to you? I ain't gonna do that, Isabella d'Este. If you're looking for perfection, you're only gonna find liars, and that ain't me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you are right. Oh, Federico, what have I done?
Hey, it's okay, Senora.
He barely spoke to me when he came back from the Vatican. Every time I asked him how he was, he would say, "I am fine, mother." Of course he knew better than to talk to me. His father never did. No doubt it was I who drove them into the brothels.
Oh, girl. Does blaming work if you're blaming yourself? Like, there just
Isabella
has to be
is
someone else.
Of course.
It's not
Isabella is
either.
assuming her husband's decision.
Of course.
Okay.
I think that's simplifying things a little, Senora. Your boys made their own decisions. There probably were a lot of reasons they went to the brothels, but putting it all on yourself just ain't accurate. You couldn't read their minds or control their behaviors.
Perhaps not. But I am certain their whores did not criticize
All right,
them as
girl.
I did. I was only trying to make them demand better of themselves. Why did the world punish me for this?
Oh, is this
Senora, you weren't being punished. The world doesn't give out rewards and punishments on its own, no matter what we're intending. And it definitely ain't singling you out.
Of course. The world does not care for Isabella d'Este. Good intentions count for nothing.
Now come on. Senora, you're going to extremes again. Good intentions can be their own reward.
Oh, Sam, you are a simpleton. A wonderful, kind, wise simpleton.
Thanks, I guess.
I read my Wikipedia page, you know. It was full of lies and slander. No doubt this is how history remembers me, with slander I have earned.
I don't think a single Wikipedia page is going to determine how humanity remembers you, Senora. You're one of the most interesting, intelligent people I've ever met, and I bet loads of historians out there would be eager to know the real you.
Let us hope they do not discover who I am. They would be terrified of me, as you so deftly pointed out.
So let's forgive them a few mistakes, huh?
I suppose I must.
I read that Wikipedia page too, Senora. And you know how I read it? The people are in awe of you. They call you the First Lady of the Renaissance, you know.
This only proves that Machiavelli was right. That if one cannot be loved and feared, it is best to be feared.
Harry, it went okay. We're doing something. Maybe.
I think you're a little too down on yourself today, Senora. But here's what I think of Isabella d'Este.
I think you look great.
You know what? You come off as pretty harsh. I think we can agree on that. But you're a caring person. You want the best for the people you care about, no matter how hard it is on you. You literally gave your life to care for your family.
No one has ever called me a caring person before.
Am I wrong? Going through death for family? Seems like you care a lot.
A little too much, perhaps.
I ain't gonna disagree with you there. You are so dang smart, Senora. I don't think people these days get an education like yours, and you took it seriously. You know about art, music, philosophy, religion.
Of course, I know much about physics, biology, and mathematics as well. Do not think me simply a woman of the arts.
See what I mean? I'm only 200 some years old, and I think it's gonna take me another 200 to know half the stuff you know. You should be proud, Senora. You're ambitious as hell. From what you told me, it sounds like being a woman in your time wasn't an easy thing, but you proved you were capable of anything, and people had to respect that. Hell, you even ran your own city. You're gutsier than any man I've ever known.
I am not sure I like this gutsy word very much, but I suppose I did well for my time.
Senora, you did well for any time, believe me. Pardon me for saying so, but I see why people were falling over themselves to paint you. You got grace and style such like I ain't never seen back home, not even at a fancy cotillion. Those ladies would probably kill to have your fashion sense.
Well, thank you for saying so, Sam. It is gratifying to know that my eye for fashion is noted. I certainly know how to wear a hat.
You definitely know how to wear a hat.
Well, that thing looks great on you. I doubt I could wear it half as well.
That is certainly true. You have been so kind to me. Kinder than I have been to you.
You deserve kindness. And you deserve to give yourself some kindness too.
No one has ever spoken to me the way you do. I suppose I never allowed them to. Sam, I know I am old. I know I am difficult. But would you ever consider a woman such as I?
Senora, I'm here to help you on your personal journey. Let's not complicate that.
Of course. I am just being foolish. I am so used to people being afraid of me that, of course, I fall for the first person who is not.
Senora, I think if you can learn to give people a little room, they're gonna adore you.
What if they see me as weak if I am gentle? What if my bearing was the thing that earned me respect? I do not wish to be discarded and ignored like so many women of my time.
Oh, girl.
Senora, I don't think anyone could discard and ignore you. You don't exactly fade into the background, you know. You're pulling back a little and letting people make their mistakes doesn't make you weak. And it definitely ain't gonna make them discard you. I'm a pretty gentle fella. You don't think I'm weak, do you?
No, I do not.
So don't go thinking you are, all right? I'm not saying you gotta be meek, Senora. I reckon that ain't in your nature. I'm just saying to start with compassion. People are doing their best out there, and they deserve your understanding when they ain't perfect. Same goes for you. Don't go ripping up your art because it ain't perfect. Nobody's expecting that from you or anyone, not even Da Vinci.
Yes, I suppose I must resign to the truth. I am powerless before inevitable imperfection.
Girl!
I suppose the Calvinists were right.
Girl!
Now don't go running in the opposite direction, Senora. That ambition comes from you. Not everyone's got it. So, keep striving to be better. Just give yourself a little compassion when you don't meet those super high standards you got. And there ain't nothing wrong with holding other people to a high standard neither. We ain't gonna be gods, but it's good to have ideals.
I believe you are wiser than I, Sam Walls. It is most humbling.
A slow horse who can still get his carrots is quicker than the ones who run past him.
What the fuck did you just say?
And then you say something like that, and I am no longer quite so humbled.
Yeah.
Don't be humbled by me, Senora. I'm a simple man. Just a more honest one these days. Look, let's remember what brought you in here in the first place. You saw that Space Wars movie and all its problems, right? I want to give you a challenge. I want you to find a piece of art to like. Anything. A painting, some music, a movie, heck, even a video game. And you enjoy that thing for what it is, not hate it for what it isn't.
Video games are not art.
Do you know that, Senora? I bet there's lots of video games with redeeming value. One of my clients plays a whole bunch of them.
I do not think they are for me.
Well, fair enough. Just find
Fair
something,
enough.
and we can talk about it next time. You can use the internet. I hear it's full of lists of things people like.
Very well. I will do this then. Sam, thank you for being so kind to me.
Well, I'll thank you to join me in being kind to you, okay, Senora? I'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes. Well then. Goodbye, Sam.
Okay, so we aren't done with her.
Until we meet again.
Adios, Senora.
Interesting.
Well, well. A confession of love from the First Lady of the Renaissance.
Oh, shucks, she ain't in love with me.
I know, I am teasing. But I am impressed, Samuel. You warmed her dead heart.
It was touch and go there for a bit. I thought she really was gonna rip my head off.
But you were not afraid, as she said. They make strong men in the American West.
Tough living will do that to you, sure enough.
Then let us relax. I hear you were dancing the other night.
Oh, nuts.
Do not be embarrassed, Samuel, but let us go downstairs. The night is still young and there's much to celebrate.
All right, Andy. I think I'm game for a little R&R.
Yay.
Crimson Sweet Sanguine.
Oh,
Tonight
3 of
we are
them.
celebrating. I am pouring us all some shots. Verona Virgin 1492. A taste of a different time.
You know I don't like drinking anything but fresh, Andy.
I know, dearest. This is a rare occasion. Samuel here was able to help a 500-year-old let go of her anger. So let us toast her age. To the Renaissance.
Ugh, that tastes like dirt.
Yuck, I think mine had a clot in it.
Oh, God.
It's not very good, is it? Oh well. Then let us instead toast leaving the past where it belongs.
I think I've had my fill of the past tonight already.
I've got a better idea.
Is that so? Of course, my dearest. I am delighted for you
Hello?
to share yourself.
I'd like a little privacy. Come on, cowboy. Follow me to the kink room.
Oh, well, all right then.
Smile, Samuel. You have the favor of a very special woman. It has been too long since I tended my own bar. Go have fun.
Okay, Andy, you have a good night.
Hey, cowboy.
Hey.
Hi, Crimson.
Look, handsome. There's a reason I wanted to get you alone. Wanted to pick your brain about something. I'm hearing about all these clients of yours being stuck for hundreds of years, and I keep thinking, what if that's me?
She mentioned it a little bit earlier that she just doesn't want to live forever. Because that sounds like a lot, and I guess this is also part of it.
I've been half dead for 20 years. But do I want it to be 200?
Have you talked to Andy about this?
Yeah, but he's 3,000 years old. 20 years to him is like a month. I'm getting a little jealous of your vamps, if I'm honest. They're all moving forward, but I'm stuck in the same place. I've got Andy keeping me alive, but I'm not sure I'm living. The way I see it, either I decide my time's up, or I decide to become a vampire. So I wanted to ask, what's your favorite thing about living forever?
I like the night. Mortals are so tied to the sun, they miss out on a whole nother world. The night ain't so hectic. We ain't getting messages at all hours because everyone else is asleep. We got time for reading, for art, whatever we like, really. Crimson, in the end, this is your decision. You gotta decide for your own reasons.
I know. You're right, Sam. It's helpful to get a youngster's perspective, though. Now, are we gonna get to biting?
Oh, we're still doing that.
Of course we are. Get in here, cowboy.
That is something else.
Not bad, cowboy. But you don't need to bite. Just let your teeth sink in next time.
Huh?
If your partner is relaxed, they'll just slide right in.
Okay.
Oh, well, thanks, Crimson. I'll try to remember that.
Thanks, Crimson.
Bet you're pretty sleepy now, huh?
Well, yeah, now that you mention it.
Timmy, there is, because I don't fully understand it, and I'm scared.
Go get some sleep then, cowboy. And Sam, thank you. I'm glad you're around.
Where else would I be? I'm glad to be of service, ma'am. You have a fine evening.
Centaur, 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 Centaur. No!
Samuel, good evening. How is my ever-impressive protege tonight?
Looking forward to a night off, boss. I haven't heard from Eddie, so I was thinking about a nice hot bath.
An excellent idea.
Oh my god, Eddie
Little
and Calm make
self-care
it.
goes a long way. I do have bubble bath if you would like to borrow some.
Andromachos the Mighty uses bubble bath, huh? I wouldn't have guessed.
Together?
There is only one type of human who does not like bubbles.
Liars?
Well, I was going to say werewolves, but I suppose it is the bath part they dislike, not the bubbles.
Oh, well, I ain't no liar, so I'd love some bubble bath. In
Nice.
fact, well, tarnation, I guess the bubble bath is postponed.
Oh, Edmund.
Are you ready to handle Edmund's distortions? It sounds as though they will be intense.
Well, let me think real quick.
Oh, Edmund. Oh, Edmund. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I think I got it.
I suspect you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Samuel.
Thanks, Andy. Hold on, Sammy boy.
Could be
Here
anything.
It comes.
Could. I'll make up. Please, 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 please.
Hey, Eddie.
We win! We win! All we do is win. All we do is win in the video game. All we do is win in the video game. Because he's a clown.
Do you like my costume, Sam?
Well, sure. Did you come right from that production you were talking about last time?
Yes. I flew right here after the performance. I had to tell you how it went.
So, how did it go?
You should have been there. You could have seen how the audience reacted. They loved me.
Hey, well, that's fantastic, Eddie. I was a little worried when I heard you coming. I wasn't expecting you tonight.
But why would you worry? You knew who I was. The great Edmund Keane. Of course the audience would love me. Oh, my dear boy. How they did laugh at the great clown Piero.
Well, that's amazing, Eddie. Gave that Grimaldi fellow a run for his money, huh?
Grimaldi would have never achieved as many laughs as I clearly earned.
You don't sound too happy about it, Eddie.
Piero is supposed to be a tragic clown, but they laughed. They just laughed and laughed and laughed.
Oh, Eddie.
They laughed at my heartbreak when my wife left me for a respectable man. They laughed when I held my dying child in my arms. They laughed as I succumbed to drink, damning God for not taking me. They laughed as I slit my own throat when 'twas no trick, for I am already dead. So you see, it was all very, very funny.
Eddie, I'm so sorry. That reaction sounds horrifying.
No, but of course it wasn't. I believe this role was made for me. It was made so that people could laugh at me. So laugh, my dear boy. Laugh.
Eddie, I know you're hurting right now. I know people can be cruel, but they ain't looking to be cruel to you in particular. That's one of them cognitive distortions. Personalization. It means,
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't tell me a fucking thing about cognitive distortions! Do you think I don't know what they are? Do you think I do not employ each and every one, every single moment of every single day? I am a professional liar, but no lie is so carefully constructed as that of Edmund Keane.
Worst time?
You told me to deal with reality as it is. So be it. This is Edmund Keane. A minstrel, a jester, a fool, a clown. A clown whose greatest joke is to pretend for even a moment that he is not one. But you see, my dear boy, all that is impressive about Edmund Keane is just illusion. It has always been an illusion. That is what the stage is. But it is my life as well. Go ahead and ask me, therapist. Ask me, who is Edmund Keane? Nay, do not ask. I will tell you. Edmund Keane is nothing. There is no Edmund Keane. I have never met the man, or even the boy. I have known Shylock, Richard III, Hamlet, Lear, Othello, Macbeth, Romeo, Cupid. But people loved all of those characters. Wherefore would they love Edmund? Edmund had to become a character as well, and I have played Edmund for so long that naught lies beneath. A hollow man sits before you.
Oh, bud.
As other vampires have said, what is a man anyway? A miserable pile of secrets, a mountain of pretty lies.
Eddie, that ain't true, and I'll tell you why.
All of this.
We all lie, Eddie. Deep down, we're all still scared animals who can't tell the difference between a booing audience and a lion ripping out our throats. For all the time my blood was pumping, I played a tough guy. Slaughtering Sam, they called me. I like that name. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it made me feel safe. Under that grizzled exterior, I was still just a scared little boy. But that little boy was me, Eddie.
You understand me? Though we have played different parts, the character underneath is the same, perhaps. Do you remember that I played Cupid as a boy?
That was your breakout role, right?
I learned that if I smiled and spoke sweetly, people would view me as something other than street trash. I wouldn't have to go hungry. I wouldn't have to be sold to some bloated factory owner. Edmund Keene was worthless to anyone. Another mouth to feed, another body to clothe. So I knew I had to make him disappear. I thought if I suppressed Edmund and became the character the public wanted, I would be rewarded.
Oh, bud.
Now that's a dark contract with the universe, Eddie. Maybe you thought it would be fair for you to get rewarded for playing a character.
Give me,
but
please.
there weren't nobody
I'll cross
running a
my
cosmic
fingers.
payroll.
No, perhaps not. But I was a child. Such complexities were beyond my ken. I only knew that when I wore the nappy and quipped to the audience, they thought me worthy. On the contrary, the Edmund of the Rookeries was beneath contempt. A good, poor child was one who worked, or one who died. Society made that clear.
But we gotta move past our child brains, Eddie. Thinking things are gonna be fair might push us down paths we can't escape from.
A line from Macbeth comes to mind. It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. 'Tis so for me. But this illusion, this character of Edmund Keene, he has brought me to such unspeakable depths. Do you know why I sought to become a vampire? Why I dwelt in dark places until the curse of immortality was given to me? I became a vampire because I was afraid that my son Charles would be a more successful actor than I was. I could not let his legacy overtake mine. I had to be sure that I was the Keene that would be remembered.
Dang, Eddie. That's a lot.
Yes, I have been monstrous. I needed to be the most beloved. I needed my every demand fulfilled. I had my own pet lion. I rode my horse indoors. I flew into a rage if anyone denied me sexual gratification.
Okay, one of these things is not like the other, but...
As an immortal, my fears have made me even more terrible. How many promising young actors I have killed because I felt they threatened my legacy. So many lives cut short because I, and I alone, know what acting must be. Indeed, the very reason I am wearing these clothes is because I could not bear the idea that Grimaldi brought something to the stage that I could not. Do you see how pathetic I am? I am battling a man who has been dead for almost 200 years. The audience was right. I am a most laughable creature. I know what they are thinking, what they have always thought. Look at the fool actor.
Oh, my
Look how
God, I
he
should have put that in
debases
there.
himself by begging for our approval.
The important thing here to is accept things as they are, compadre.
I cannot accept things as they are, my dear boy. How can I? How can I accept that I have forced everyone around me to confirm my lie of an existence? How can I accept the people I defiled to satisfy my ego? The son I was relieved to see die? The blood I have spilled to sustain my legacy? The lie is all I have, and all I know. I have done such evil to protect it. So much is my poverty of spirit, so mighty, and yet with so many defects, in the vapor of my own glory smothered. No, my dear boy, what is done cannot be now amended. The child Edmund is buried, and this grim-visaged, wretched creature is all that remains.
Eddie, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You've done some truly awful stuff, and fear doesn't excuse the dastardly deeds you done. The shit you done ain't never going away.
Yes, go on, kick me, jeer, laugh at the vicious clown, tell him what a fool he is.
You ain't gonna play pity tricks on me or yourself. You acted like a lily-livered sumbitch, Eddie. I know that, because I've done some awful shit too. Because of my fear, I hurt scores of folks. Some strangers, some near and dear. And because of my fear, I pushed all that stuff down deep where no one could see it, just like you. I was too afraid to face myself. Once I didn't have a choice but to take a good look at myself, my first thought was that I deserved to go meet the sunrise, because I'm a coward too. But there's something else we've got in common in addition to acting like yellow bellies, Eddie. You know what it is?
What is it?
We got time, Eddie. We got time to become new people. We got time to look at ourselves honestly and say, yeah, I've been a coward, but I ain't gonna be a coward any longer. So what'll it be, Eddie? You're gonna live forever. Will you do it as a coward or as a man?
I don't know how to be a man.
So you're giving up then?
No, I cannot maintain the facade any longer. I am revealed to myself. But Sam, I never learned to be a person. I stopped being real at 8 years old.
This sucks, dude. This got so much sadder than I ever thought it was gonna get. Oh my god, bud.
Blood! Why did my fellow actors coddle me so? Why did they let me become a monster? They could have said no, but they did not.
Eddie, you gotta own your choices. Yeah, maybe they could have given you more discipline, but they didn't make you do them things you did. It's time to own up. If you're really gonna stop lying to yourself, it starts right here. What's assigning blame to a bunch of dead folks gonna do for you anyway?
But it was at least in part their fault. Who lets a child make the demands I made?
We ain't focusing on the people who gave in to a kid who was too big for his britches. We're focusing on you. You did some real awful things. You killed people for criticizing you or for showing talent. You resented your son's success. These are things you gotta take in.
But how can I put such things behind me?
You don't. You've gotta accept the things you've done as part of who you are. You ain't gonna erase the last 200 some years, but maybe you can use them to make a better Edmund going forward.
How? How do I introduce myself as a demanding megalomaniac? How do I introduce myself as a man who was relieved to see his own son die? How do I introduce myself as a man who demanded the entire world get on their knees to satisfy his ego?
Well, I wouldn't exactly lead with that stuff. How about you introduce yourself as a man who's figuring himself out?
I suppose that is a possibility. At the least, it is not unexpected for me to be so disarrayed. It is known that we actors are all by nature an insecure people.
Mm-hmm. What?
I believe Edmund is
At least it is not unexpected.
No, Eddie. You're overgeneralizing. Painting all actors with a broad brush so it makes you look better. You're blaming your profession, and that's a damn cop-out. Yeah, there are some real fatty arbuckles out there. Actors who carve a path of destruction. But there are plenty of stage folk out there who lead humble lives, loving their craft without hurting other people. So I'll thank you not to hide behind bad actors.
Bad actors? Now that is funny. Perhaps I need to find an identity beyond the stage. It protected me in my youth, but I do not think that it serves me any longer.
That might be worth exploring, Eddie.
But what if I am nothing without the stage? What if I seek other endeavors, but there are none for me?
You're doing some Nosferatu thinking, Eddie. I've been roaming this earth around the same time as you, and what I picked up is there ain't no extremes. It ain't all or nothing. I guarantee you there's more possibilities out there for you between the grave and the stage. I mean, how long have you even looked for anything beyond the stage?
Not at all, I suppose.
Then let's hold judgment in reserve, huh?
The theater is all I know. It has been my protector all this time. Without it, I am helpless as a swaddling babe.
Okay.
Hey, come on. The stage is the thing you know, but you ain't helpless without it. I mean, maybe you're forgetting the whole superhuman strength and immortality thing that comes with being a vampire. And even besides that, you've learned a thing or two from all them Shakespeare plays beyond acting, I'm sure. You ain't a helpless little boy no more, so don't pretend you're powerless to do something new.
Yes. If anything, I certainly have keen powers of self-pity, do I not?
I wasn't gonna say it. However helpless you might feel, Eddie, remember that's just how you feel right now. That's the amazing thing about being undead. We got lots of time to make a better tomorrow. My mentor, Andy, he says that at 200 years old, we're basically toddlers by vampire standards. And we both got a lot of growing up to do.
That is a heartening thought.
If we're doing life right, Eddie, we're always growing up. The trick is not to think we're done growing.
Spoken like the bard himself. As he said, all the world's a stage, and I am barely past mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. I should be of a more mature mind, shouldn't I? Surely 237 years is old enough to be out of nappies.
Who says so, Eddie? A couple of thousand years ago, we would have been considered old men when we died. A baby chick has grown up in a couple of months. There ain't no real timeline we can base our lives on, especially not us. So don't go worrying about where you should be and just get growing.
Yes, I suppose 'tis so. We are so used to judging ourselves against our peers, aren't we? I was so jealous of Grimaldi that I was willing to do this to myself. But Grimaldi was Grimaldi, and Edmund is Edmund.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We got time to grow, Eddie. Let's just be glad you're a 200-year-old baby and not a 2,000-year-old baby, huh? We'd be having a real different conversation then.
But growth to me seems nigh impossible. I have allowed my fear to guide my every sad-gutted action. My fear told me when I was threatened, which was always.
This is what I mean, Eddie. You're always in defensive mode, ready for someone to take you down. That ain't no way to live. When you're afraid of some young actor coming up and making a name for themselves, what's so scary about that anyway?
I'm afraid they will erase me. I will be just another child of the rookeries, used and discarded, of no value to anyone. No history, no legacy, no record of my existence.
Oh.
But Eddie, there's loads of actors out there, all with different kinds of strengths. There's legends from every era. I'm a Buster Keaton fan myself. That filler was one of a kind, just like you were. When he was doing crazy stunts on trains, he weren't no threat to Hamlet.
He was very talented. I wanted to kill him, but I never liked visiting America.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. But you see that his success didn't do anything to yours. Not every threat means your doom.
Perhaps my time has passed anyway. There was a time when the stage awaited Edmund Kean, but my death was the end of that time.
Okay, we got some real work to do still. Here's the thing, Eddie. The stage wasn't waiting for you. Theater wasn't waiting for Edmund Kean to show up, and it wasn't waiting for you to die. You're used to making things about you, but the glorious, wonderful truth is, they ain't. And I got some real good news for you, hombre. You're dead. The pressure's off. All them fears are keeping you locked in time, and you can stay there as long as you like, or you can make some progress. What's it gonna be?
I am too much of a coward to die, so I suppose I must live.
I'm glad to hear that.
I believe I should go away somewhere cold and dark, where I might be alone with my thoughts.
I think that's a great idea. I did the same thing, and it changed my life. Oh, well, my unlife.
I suppose all's well that ends well. I only hope it does.
I got faith in you. As long as we're putting one foot in front of the other, that's progress.
Go just be a bat in a cave and maybe you'll calm down.
I shall see you in a month then.
You got it, Eddie. Take care of yourself. We'll get you out of that mewling and puking stage before you know it, okay?
So it shall be. Very well. Exit Edmund Kean. Stage left.
I love you,
Bravo,
Edmund.
Samuel. I was taking notes. It seems the student has become the master.
Only a master of fumbling around. I knew I was taking a risk there.
You were, but perhaps such risks are justified with such an extreme personality. He attempted to gaslight you, but you held fast and challenged him, sternly but fairly. You have a gentle nature. That must have been difficult.
I didn't want to drive him off the edge. I just saw him close to making a breakthrough, and I didn't want him to start sinking again.
Well, you can now count yourself among a very small number of therapists who have made a breakthrough with such a one. I do not count myself among them.
And you let me handle Edmund?
I had faith in you, Samuel. You affirmed it magnificently. Now, please, go downstairs and find a friendly neck. You deserve it.
A drink sounds mighty nice right about now. You have a good night, Andy.
Rest in peace, my dear friend.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna end the stream. Big stretch. Oh my god.
Dang, I'm a little shaken up after that one.
That was crazy, dude. On such a happy note. Such a happy note to end stream on. No, wait. Wait. Alright. I love you guys. Thank you for coming to stream today. Tomorrow is Friend Friday, but we also only have one more... What is all this? We also only have... Okay, so there's like stuff at the end. So there's like stuff at the end, and then there's also a DLC, which we could play if we feel like it. But anyway, who knows what we're gonna do? I love you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.